Hello, Internet, and welcome to Hearts of Stone. Thanks for joining us here for more Blades in the Dark this lovely Saturday afternoon. We're just delighted to be back and heisting some more, or between heisting. We're gonna see what we do today. Before we get started and talk about what happened last time, the schedule for this week. I believe everything should be mostly normal. This next week, we did have a little bit of a scheduling change this morning. Had to postpone Strixhaven because Cats decided to raid our tech guru's office and destroy monitors. They rioted in Van's office. So
I almost lost the microphone as well. It was very frightening.
yeah, it was a complete travesty in there. So
So I'm using one that Val has so kindly donated.
yeah, I'm down to two monitors right now, but
This
I'll
isn't a
make
very
do.
good monitor.
Well, no, it's my like third monitor.
It's
It's the
so
one I use.
dark. I hate it actually.
I
But
work on
Dark.
one monitor, y'all.
Wait, what do you
Okay.
mean it's dark?
it's dark.
That's
It's
weird.
dark.
Huh.
What do you know what the
I
word
don't
dark
know.
means?
Yeah, you might need to just adjust the brightness.
Blades in the.
Anyway.
It's
Sorry, I would have helped
dark.
you
I
with
don't know
that
what to
before we
tell
got started
you.
if I had known. Anyway, you can join us for everything else going on this week. Though, next regular scheduled stream will be another one that I run on Mondays called Rid Jenny, playing the Dragon Age TTRPG every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So come hang out with us for that. That's all I've got. So I'm going to go ahead and turn over to my lovely players here to talk about who they are, what they do on and off this channel, and who they're playing tonight. Starting as always with Van.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internet now at Van But Wilder. Building new profiles everywhere I can get links to. Slowly but surely. Mostly I hang out in our Discord and stream live here on Twitch several days a week. I'm live on Sunday nights on twitch.tv/lbhackemup playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I am live on this channel game nights Thursdays through Mondays playing in games and usually running Dungeons and Dragons on Saturday mornings when my office hasn't been turned into a crime scene. It's okay. It's all good. Everything's getting fixed. So we don't have to worry about that right now. And tonight I am playing Glass, who is the whisper of the crew.
RJ next, or is it me?
It's you.
Same as it's always been, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, I'm Kashni Sid. You can find me on the internets at Greek Sid. I'm here Thursdays through Mondays playing in games. We will figure out this Thursday. We'll figure it out. Just stay tuned. Join the Discord. We'll tell you. Okay? Calm down. It's all gonna be fine. Anyway, yeah, tonight I'm playing Salome. Salome is our spider.
Hello, everybody. It's me, your boy RJ. You can catch me RJ282 on Twitter, Twitch, Blue Sky, and what is my Discord doing? Anyway, other than that, over in games at Indoor Adventures, the Hype Goblins, and of course here, where I'm playing Fume, the Leech. We both go by he, him.
That just leaves me. Hey, everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com, at Danae Keener on Twitter or Blue Sky. Hey. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventures channel. Go and check me out. I'm doing stuff all the time. DanaeKeener.com.
And who are you playing tonight?
Shit, I'm sorry. I was like, I gotta switch things up. Like the socials have changed, you know? Hey, today I'm playing as Grackle, who is the Hound.
Hi, everyone. I'm Val. You can find me at the Cracker's Crown looking around the internet. I'm here Thursdays and Mondays playing and running games. Talked about the ones that I'm running. I'm playing in a lot of the other ones in between. Today I'm running this one. Are y'all ready to get started?
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, recapping what happened last time, a lot happened last time. We met our new characters, the crew of the obedient servants, proprietors and employees of the Jewelry Box, a brothel in Silkshore in the city of Duskfall. We got to have some scenes with each of these lovely new characters and sort of the day-to-day business of the Jewelry Box, and got some flashbacks as well. I'm not going to recap all those because that'll take me half the session again, but we got a little sneak peek into each of our characters' backstories. During the course of these introductions, we did learn that the normal goings on of Dustfall, people that are discarded and kind of ground beneath the wheel of progress and the criminal element. You met a friend or at least a acquaintance named Evan, who had recently lost his job and working at a gambling den here in Silkshore, had been fired by the manager of the establishment, Cobb, because he refused to take a bribe from the ink rakes. You, putting a few pieces together, decided to help out Evan as well as deal with another problem of yours, your dwindling dream smoke supply, a drug that's utilized by a lot of your clientele that come into your business. As your supplies have been cut off by your supplies through the red sashes had been cut off by a upstart to Dustfall, Ulf Ironborn, a Skovelander veteran and immigrant to Dustfall, who's trying to make a name for himself and his crew. You decided to take back the drugs that Ulf had stolen, and concocted a heist to steal this supply of dream smoke and frame the theft on none other than Cobb. You, in after a little bit of research and some scouting, concocted your plan to ride a train into the what's the district called? I need to get used to the names of the districts. Coleridge, riding a train through Coleridge, jumping on to the Old Forge Tavern, which is the base of operations for Ulf Ironborn, and snuck your way inside, utilizing a variety of methods and information gathering. You were able to find the drugs in Ulf's stash below, grabbed what you could, and absconded via train to make your exit, completing a successful heist last time. And so since that's where we ended, we left off last time, we're going to be getting started with our downtime activities here today, introducing what may be some of our last new biggest mechanics in this game. We did our heat and reputation and experience at the end of last session, but there are a couple of things that we have to do. So you've all returned, you have your score, you got your payoff, selling some of the drugs, keeping them for the business, keeping the rest for your business here. It's a pretty big score of dream smoke that you got from that. I think it was 8 coin is what I gave y'all, so it's a pretty hefty sum. So let's go ahead and get into our downtime activities. I'll kind of explain what these are and how they work, and then we'll go one by one for whatever you want to do, unless you're doing any of them together, working on anything. But you have 6 options when it comes to downtime. You can acquire an asset. Well, I should say you get 2 downtime activities for free. Everybody will get to take 2 actions at this point. You can choose to do an additional downtime activity by spending coin. So if you spend 1 coin, you can do a third activity. But you can do the following 6 activities. There's acquiring an asset, which is getting something like a special item, a cohort, a vehicle, a service, something like that you might want to use for the future. A lot of these are temporary use, or well, all of these you when you acquire an asset is for temporary use. So you get to use it for a period of time that makes sense for the asset, but it's not something you're going to have permanently. It kind of depends on what the asset is, though, for how long you get to have it for. You can there are rules also, like if you want to acquire an asset permanently, there are ways to do that, but we can get into that if you something you want to do. You can start the other option. The next option is a long-term project. This might be especially useful for like Fume, but it can be used for anything. So it's not necessarily project like I'm building something or making something. It can be a project like, searching for information, investigating occult rituals. It can be trying to find somebody that you don't know where they are. It can really be anything, but it's something you're not able to really do in a single day. Anything that would take a length of time to be able to do. We'll start a clock for that, and then you get to roll to see how much that clock progresses. There's some of the ones that you'll probably be using more often are the next one. So there's recover, which is if you've taken harm. I don't think anybody took harm last time, right? It was just stress. Nobody took any harm. Okay. So we don't necessarily need to get into that, but that is an option. If you ever take any harm, you can, this is when you would actually be able to recover that harm, is during downtime. You can reduce heat. Heat is important. We introduced the heat mechanic last time, and that you generated some. What we didn't talk about last time is like the ramifications of what heat does, and how when that builds, like the negative consequences of that. When your heat when that bar that your heat is in fills up, you gain a wanted level, and that wanted level will continue to grow, and there are negative consequences to having a higher wanted level. At certain points, at a certain point when your wanted level gets high enough, one of you may have to be arrested, incarcerated to make up for that, where you would be sent to prison, and then there's a whole section for like incarceration and what you roll and all that kind of stuff too. There are positives to that. If you're in prison and you've got enough rep, if your tier's high enough, you might be able to take the prison for yourself, create your own little gang there. But there's a lot of mechanics involved in that too. Let's see. So reduce heat. You can, with the last two. You can use an action to reduce heat. And you have to do a roll to, I think it's like, it depends on what you want to do. Usually like consort or command or something would be the ones that would help reduce it. You can use a downtime to train. I don't think, did y'all take any options with your crew where you got additional, or I think y'all start with one, right, where you get additional XP through training? I don't remember if that's a default one or if that's one that you have to pick.
Let me look.
I think it's a crew upgrade, but I don't know if it's one we took.
We took...
We took everybody steals.
We took...
So we just got upfront stuff.
Yeah, we have a couple of other upgrades, though, because we have thief rigging. Don't forget, you get 2 free load.
Oh.
Oops.
Okay. We forgot about that.
So yeah, everybody has 2 free load, and then we have easy passages through underground canals, tunnels, and basements of the city.
Okay. But you don't... There are some upgrades
Yeah, I was double-checking the...
Yeah.
Layer...
Wow, both of those things
would have been super helpful last time.
Useful last time.
But it's less cool than the train.
The train was great. I'm not counting on the train.
That's an easy explanation for how y'all got to and from Coleridge.
Yeah.
We don't have any of the training ones currently. We do have the first level of secure lair, so we have locks, alarms, and traps to thwart intruders.
That's right.
Second upgrade improves the defenses to include arcane measures against spirits. Woo.
So yeah, if you train, you gain mark 1 XP for an attribute or playbook advancement. If you have the upgrade, you can mark an additional one, depending on if you take those upgrades later on. You can only train a given XP track once during downtime. You can do multiple, like you use both your downtime actions to train. You can just only train the same track one time. So, and then the last one, probably the most important, is Indulge Vice. All of you have a vice that you picked with your character. This is how you relieve stress. So for those of you that have stress, which I think is probably all of you, if you want to reduce your stress before the next job, you'll have to indulge your vice, which involves a well, we can get into that rolls, but basically you roll and you are able to reduce your stress by a certain amount. So
the very important thing being, if you roll over, bad things will happen to you.
Yeah,
you
there are some
overindulge.
yeah, there are some mechanics with that. So yeah, you basically do whatever that thing is that is part of your whatever your vice is. You'll have to roll your lowest attribute. For some
Related
of you
to that vice.
No, it's just your lowest attribute. It doesn't have to be related to that. It's just whichever one is your lowest. So if you're,
because you super don't want to roll over the number of stress you have, which
Yeah.
is why if you're like me and you only got 1 stress, I'm just leaving that bad boy there.
Yeah.
Because if I don't roll a 1, I'm
Yeah.
fucked.
The explanation for the game is it's their weakest quality that is most enthralled to vice. So whatever your weakest quality is what your vice preys on the most. So yeah, it's whichever one is the lowest. If you have a 0 in any of your attributes, then you will be rolling 2 dice and taking the lower of the 2. So the again, it's something that you all have an option to, for those of you, especially for those of you with higher stress. If you overindulge, then some negative things can happen. So if you relieve more stress than you have, there are some bad things that can happen as a result of that. So I think we'll take these one at a time. Who has an idea of what they want to do for their downtime activity? First downtime activity. Glass.
I do.
Okay.
I want to do some training.
Okay.
Because I think that's what Glass would do. I want to get something in my resolve track. Okay. Do I have to like say what I'm doing?
It'd be nice to just.
I have an
describe a little
idea.
bit
I
of
didn't
oh yeah,
know
yeah.
how
if
much
just
you
want to-
wanted.
Yeah, you want to describe a little bit of like how you are training your resolve.
Yeah, so Resolve has has Consort under it. And Sway as well. And I think because Glass gets bored easily, but likes not only like the crew and like the thieving stuff and everything, but also their job at the brothel. I think Glass has started going down to, is it Silk Shore where all the artsy folks are?
Not
Not
that
Silk
would
Shore.
be. It's next to Silk Shore.
It starts with an S, doesn't it?
I thought it was Crow's Foot.
No. Dang it, I had the thing pulled up. Where'd my little overview go? There it is.
You can check.
Not that this is like super important, but
No, but it's good to know. We're trying to get to know the world a little bit better.
That's down
Um,
here.
It says Silk Shore is also considered like a red light district sort of area.
Yeah, but there's one that
Trying to find the
is-
artsy one, yeah.
Yeah, artists and philosophers. Is this what I'm thinking of? There's a brothel, a casino. That's because that's the one with all the gondolas.
Yeah.
Pleasure house and vice dens.
Maybe it is Silkshore.
What am I? Hmm. Maybe it's. I don't remember now. I'm trying to go through them real quick. Night market's the market.
274.
I'm double checking the right now. I know it's in there because we in our
I
last.
think it's Silkshore that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you might be. You might be right. Anyway, that's not the most important part.
No, it's not. Silkshore is the one with the park, though, which I think is why I was thinking of it. Anyway, I think Glass has been going down to some little like artist group down there and is taking acting lessons.
Okay. Oh yeah. So Fogcrest in Silkshore is a bohemian community of artists, free thinkers, psychedelic
Yeah,
explorers, and
that's the ones I
philosophers.
was looking for.
Yeah.
The little artsy group. I knew they were in that book somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I read about you.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to taking acting lessons.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So you spend a couple of weekends doing some improv classes.
Sure, yeah.
In Silkshore. Yeah. Everyone is very method in Fogcrest.
I like that.
So, yeah. Yeah, okay. So you can put a point in your. We won't play out like a whole scene involved with it. But that, yeah, you spend some time and increase your experience with in Resolve. Awesome. That one's easy. Who else has one they want to do?
I was going to do the exact same thing, so I can get that out of the way too.
Okay, so
you take the same night classes.
Oh no! I think Salome actually will spend some time. Call it writing exercises. More like trying to come up with as many ways as possible to sort of converge a couple different opportunities. Basically, like going over her political board of who's doing what and where and how, and then figuring out how to find ways to connive and turn people against each other.
So more like you are sort of beefing up on the political landscape of Dustful, like training is in gathering some information, so you're a little more in the know about who is what and needs what and like where the connections and stuff are.
Or
if I'm
Sure.
again, I'm just interpreting what you were saying. If that's not exactly what you're thinking, again, it doesn't really matter with the XP, but if you, yeah, I mean, you can easily do that to train.
Cool.
Awesome. Who else?
I'm gonna relieve some stress.
Okay.
Because I'm at 5.
Yeah, I know you and is Grackle hired too? I know, like Grackle.
Yeah, I'm at 4.
Okay. Let's go to those rules then. So, stress relief, indulging your vice. So for indulging your vice, you will, like I said, make an attribute roll using your character's lowest attribute rating. It's fine if it's a tie. What is your lowest attribute rating?
Be either Prowl at 1, Wreck at 1, or Attune at 1.
Oh,
Is this-
so it's your attribute.
Oh,
So
it's resolve, right? Essentially.
yeah. So what you're doing is you're counting the. Let me actually bring up the sheet.
The
It's-
pips, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Like how
What you're
many
looking
of
at-
those?
What you're looking at is just the first pip of every skill.
Okay. So it would
And-
be resolve at 1 then.
Gotcha.
It's like if you have pips in those skills at all,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
1 for each skill counts
Mhm,
as your
mhm.
attribute rating.
Yeah. Got it.
And I think there is there a button on the sheet for indulging your vice? I don't.
There is, and under the roles, you can go to Vice, and then it'll tell you that resolve is my
Gotcha.
uh,
Perfect.
role of choice.
So yeah, better to be able to understand what that is though. So yeah, so you're going to be rolling your vice. I don't actually establish anything for this one. You just roll and clear equal to your in your case the lowest result. So go ahead
Yeah,
and,
my Vice is Stuper, so this will be
yeah,
fun.
let's talk about what is your vice. Like how do you indulge it? So
In the front of Fume's door, there is a sign that reads "The doctor is in" or "The doctor is out." And Vice flips it to "The doctor is out," goes into his room, and locks the door behind him. Um, in the far corner, like underneath his bed, he slides out this casket-shaped apparatus, and
Okay.
from the tap in his room begins to fill it with water.
Okay.
In one of the in like one of the compartments inside the casket, he loads a glittering blue dust into it, closes it, and then when the water is basically essentially like half full of the casket, he strips down and gets inside, closes the lid over himself, and the dust basically fills the casket. It's a sensory deprivation tank he has in his room.
Okay, like half sensory deprivation, half like drug trip.
He's gonna get so high.
Are you hotboxing a sensory deprivation tank right now?
He's using something called, what is it? It's trance powder, a glittering blue powder that induces a pleasant hypnotic trance when inhaled.
Motherfucker's
like
crawling
Fume.
into a casket and then doing a sensory deprivation hotbox.
If Glass knew that he was doing that kind of stuff in there, they would have immediately become best friends for life.
Oh my god.
You know, Glass is out here just like, I gotta know what that little weirdo's doing in there. Hotboxing a casket is awesome. Yes,
That's goth as hell.
it's so goth.
I love it. I forgot to mention too, I believe I was looking up where it had said it in the book, but I believe NPCs, I don't think in this case it helps. I believe NPCs or other players can help you, can assist you in downtime activities. But
I got a second one under the bed if you want.
Yeah, for any downtime activity, you can take +1 die to a roll if a friend or contact helps you.
This little opening for us to reach our hands through so we can hold hands while in the caskets.
I don't think you want help with this one. You don't want to go over.
Yeah, because I'm gonna immediately pick getting lost so I can play a new character. Danae, quickly, we need art.
If you did that, I would be so mad at you.
You
I'm
can
gonna roll now.
You can also, I don't know if we talked about it, but if you want to up the result level of what you're doing, you can spend coin on downtime
You
activities that you're
Mm.
already doing.
Okay.
You can also spend them to do extra activities.
Yeah, we did talk about spending it to do extra.
Yeah, you can also spend it if you want to like if you're trying to acquire an asset or something and you want to up the level.
You can spend coin or reputation.
Or reputation. Yes, that is the other one which I love.
All right, let's go ahead and do your roll.
I got 1 stress.
Womp womp.
That's fine.
Sorry,
At
Chad,
least
You
I
can
forgot
do it
to mute the
again if
tab.
you want to as your second
Okay.
action.
Yeah, you can.
whose contact had the sister, by the way, who just died? Salome?
That was Will.
That was Will.
Who's one of
Okay.
Glass's, technically not Glass's clients. Technically, they're all Salome's clients, but
I mean,
who's Leviathan hunting so he can pay enough to get a hole for his sister because he has her gem.
Yeah.
I could roll again. this is just what Fume does for his downtime.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to roll again to try to get your stress down more, but that would be both your free downtime activities. You have to spend coin if you want to do anything
A
else.
third one, yeah.
If you want to wait and think about it, we can go.
Yeah,
ahead and
I'll
do...
think about it.
Okay. So we've done 3. Grackle. What you got?
I'm gonna indulge my vice as well.
All right. What is Grackle's vice?
Grackle's vice is obligation, and it depends. There's one of two things that she could do for this obligation. She's either doing work for the jewelry box, like specifically like guarding the jewelry box, or she's out doing bounty work because she hasn't killed in a while.
I need to kill.
And I gotta kill.
Yeah, I mean,
gotta kill.
That's up to you. Yeah, I will say for indulging your vice, for especially with yours, because you're tying in your vice with like more proactive stuff, is that I'm gonna say when you're doing your vice, like it won't be any, you don't get any negatives or you don't get any like positives for it. Like I'm not gonna like give you information or give you coin or something for it.
Yeah, like I assume that like any like profit she makes from like bounty hunting doing this job, like it is like it basically breaks even.
Yeah, maybe these are so like low level bound, like you're doing the stuff that nobody else picked up because it's like this is grunt work, but it gives you something to do to help relieve your stress. Because anything more than that, if you were taking on like actual like challenging bounties, that would be something that you would gain stress doing. This is like, you know, somebody you're shaking down somebody that didn't pay up, or you're
the point of it is that it's not actually productive. It's 100% just spinning her wheels for the like to have something to do.
I like
it's knitting a sweater and then unraveling it.
Then let's go ahead and so Grackle gets to work. you spend some extra time, you like picking up a couple of shifts at Salome's, also picking up some really low level bounties, running around town, just murking some fools.
The fact that Grackle does more work during downtime than work time is immensely stressful to me.
So what is your lowest attribute? Is it a 1? I'm assuming for
it's
most
resolve.
Of it's a 1. Yeah,
it's resolve at 1.
Yeah, which now I'm realizing you couldn't have a 0 for your, because I think you have to have at least 1 point in each of the categories, right?
I think you do.
I think so.
My lowest one is 2.
If you had a 0, then it would be actually like beneficial because you would roll twice and then take the lower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless you're trying to clear a lot of stress, but yeah, that's a good point. So like go ahead and do your stress roll.
Okay. Let's hope it's not too much.
Not a 6.
It's just a 2.
Okay. Hey, that's something. So that brings you were at 5, right? So that brings you down to 3.
No, I was at 4.
You're at 4. Okay, so that brings you down to 2. Awesome. That's not a bad place to be. What's the total stress thing? Stress bar, is it 8? Am I right in that?
9.
9.
I think.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yes, 9, because it's the same as heat. Is also
I know
9,
some
I
of
think.
you can get more in your stress bar. There are some abilities that give you more, but I couldn't remember what it was at default.
Speaking of which,
yes,
is anybody gonna do reduce heat as one of theirs?
What's our heat at?
It's at 3 out of 9, so it's not bad.
We can do like one more
I was thinking
job.
about it.
Just wanted to flag it.
that is
Also, a question for the group: do you want me to craft anything during my downtime?
What are our options?
Yeah, what specifically would we want?
Since we have plenty of drugs now.
Mm-hmm.
I could modify Grackle's gun to do something like make it collapsible so it's less conspicuous, or modify the scope on it so she could see longer distances.
Those are
I
good.
could do essentially anything. It's just name what I'm doing and then confirm with the GM.
That does sound like fun. Let's do one more job first before
Okay.
we start like kidding ourselves out with some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you
because
think that
having more
Fume-
coin is going to help with that too.
Because I can
Yeah.
boost the quality of
You
it.
can boost the quality with coin, so you're more likely to have something that's decent.
Can
Yeah, let's
Fume
wait.
make me like a cat suit, but that's like the frog suit from Tears of the Kingdom, where I can just like climb up walls?
I could do that.
Which technically any of you could do that if you wanted to spend a downtime to acquire an asset.
We like, I think, to build our own stuff.
We'd need 2
in-house.
coins. Oh wait, quality of temporary asset, 2 coins plus 1 quality. Okay.
Next time we're thinking of
Yeah.
doing a job that's gonna
Which-
require some real Mission Impossible shit,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of
Ba-
those.
Basically, for requiring an asset, it's dependent on your crew's tier. Y'all are tier 0 right now, so you'll roll 2 dice. You take the lower of them, and then whatever the result is, like a 1 to 3 is tier -1, so y'all would have a -1. A 4 or 5 is equal to your tier, so it'd be a quality 0 item, and then a 6 would be tier 1. So the highest you could get acquiring an asset right now would be a +1 unless you spent coin to.
I think if you get a
bump
critical,
it up.
it's
Well, you can't crit if you're rolling 2 zeros. If you're rolling for a 0.
right,
Yeah.
right,
So you'd have to
sorry.
spend coin either way to be able to crit.
You're
Could you
push
so
yourself?
correct.
Can you push it? I guess. Does it say
I
whether you
push
can-
myself to do an activity and
Well,
then
you
immediately
also-
indulge my vice.
Yeah.
Well, I will say you could potentially get there, because if you had somebody help you, you could take an extra die, so you could negate the panel. You could bring yourself up to 1 die, and then you could spend coin. I don't think. I'm looking
To clarify, if you're helping during downtime, do you take stress the same way you would any other time?
Well, you can't help another player. You get help from an NPC, from a friend or a contact.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think you can push yourself during a downtime activity. But I'm not. Well, I don't see why you couldn't.
I would think, unless the book just says, no, you can't do this.
I'll
The
do a
heck
quick-
is downtime?
A quick rule check, just to be sure.
That feels like a Googleable offense.
Google.
Can
Let's see.
Yes, you can push yourself on a downtime action. Page 13 of the rulebook says.
Okay, there you go. Easy peasy. I'll check.
Thank
page
you, Google.
13 just to be
I love
sure,
it when
yeah.
it's Googleable.
Uh,
It's a page. Oh yeah. So it's not under downtime, it's under pushing yourself. It says add +1 dice to your roll. This may be used for an action roll or a downtime roll or any other kind of roll where extra effort would help you.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love
Awesome.
it when it's
So, yeah.
clear.
You can push
It's
yourself.
right there.
Hey,
Wings with
That's
the
one of
page
the-
number and everything.
it's kind of one of the things that I'm not going to miss about playing Parsons.
Just try to find stuff in the book.
And just be like, I don't fucking know. Let's just make it up, because the rule says 3 different. The book says 3 different things.
The book is
We're just
chunky.
I liked that game.
But
That's
it's
just
so
fun, but
pretty to look at.
It's so pretty to
The
look
art
at.
is beautiful.
It's a little janky, but we love it.
It's a
okay.
first pass.
So everybody's done 1. We got a little distracted talking about potential stuff. Y'all were talking about maybe reducing heat, maybe acquiring an asset. Does anybody have something they definitely want to do?
If we feel comfortable with heat being where it is, because we can go up to 9, may do some research then.
I think we can push the heat down the road a little bit.
Yeah. Like next job would definitely be like a consider we should do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
you
heat.
got plenty for.
We'd have to get
plenty of-
6 heat after the next job
Yeah.
You'd have to generate
to be
a lot
fucked
of
up,
heat.
which would
I would
be
need
a
to, like-
really insane amount.
Throw grenades into a public space
Yeah, how much?
while screaming our name.
If our
how
next
much
job
heat
is
is the
just
job worth?
blowing up
6
fucking
heat?
Bright Shore.
Yeah, if y'all go on like a killing spree, then you might get a lot of. You might.
So
regret
I
it, but-
install the Sandevistan into my character, and I go on a cyber psychosis killing spree. No, wait, that's cyber run. Sorry.
Oh boy. So, Sid, you said that you might do like a long-term project.
Yeah. This is sort of on behalf of running Grackle out, as she requested. I want to get some more information on the Red Sashes and their leader, who I think I would know the name of through my conversations with Grackle.
Yeah. I mean, I think any of you, they're a well-known enough
Okay.
person for
My Lara Clev.
yeah. I think everyone, the Red Sashes have been making enough noise that most people would know their leader's name.
And
so
I also wrote down that when we did our last job, there was a map on the wall that noted all the places that had gotten hit.
yeah, it was like Ulf's like planning map where he had done his jobs beforehand. Yeah.
I probably want to include that too, just to see how many places were affected by the Red Sashes as well.
Okay.
How many of those jobs affected Red
So
Sash
what is
territory?
if your downtime, if this project goes to completion, what are you hoping to get out of it?
I am hoping. I'm
Like, are
hoping
you-
to get
Like finding a weak
actionable
point?
dirt. Yeah.
Okay.
Actionable dirt on
you're-
either my Lara Clev or the goings on of the Red Sashes.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So let's say, so we're gonna start a project clock for that.
Woohoo!
Let's do that. So when you work on a long-term project, you describe what your character does to advance the project clock. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to decide how many ticks this should be. I don't think, like I said, there's a lot going on. You've already gotten some headway. I'm going to do this as a 6 segment clock. We'll call this Dirt on Red Sashes. All right. And then I think you immediately, so we'll roll to see how far you advance it during this downtime.
Okay.
So what you'll do, so you describe what your character does to advance the clock and rolls one of your actions. So you tell me what you're doing and pick an action that you're using to push this forward.
This is probably a consort with connections.
Okay. Yeah.
Dig up info.
Okay. You can definitely do that. So you can roll consort or consort. I'll figure out how to say that word.
You have consorts and you consort with them.
Consort's
there we
the
go.
noun.
Consort with your consorts.
Consort with your consort.
like the
You-
queen consort.
So you'll roll, and we'll do a number of segments determined by how well you roll.
Okay. That's just one. But it's a 6.
Oh shit. Okay. With a 6, you mark 3 segments on that.
Woohoo!
So I went ahead and marked that to 3.
Yeah.
So you're halfway there. So yeah, you spend a lot of time during your downtime here asking around. I mean, you know that the red sashes mostly operate out of Crow's Foot. So that's, pretty close to your turf and Silk Shore. There's a lot of overlap there, so you're able to, push some of your resources and get some insight there. So you might be able to finish that up during your next downtime.
Love it.
Well done. Okay.
That me?
I think that's both for Salome, right? All right. Who's
Yep.
next?
I would like to acquire an asset for a long-term project.
Okay. You want to use a long-term project to get an asset, or you're trying to
Get a asset to help with a long-term project.
Okay. So you want to go, your action will be to get the asset, and then we'll start a clock, but you're not progressing the long-term project this time.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. What are you trying to do?
Fume is going to try and find a book titled 1,000 Ways to Cook Mushrooms by Bertrand Faust.
Okay.
I'll message you the implications of that.
Yeah, no, okay.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I'm picking it up. You let me know what the book is for, like what the project is.
I would like to confer with my team on this one.
Okay.
Essentially, part of my background is being a research assistant on working on hulls. So if I were to find this book, it is essentially like a coded guide on how to make one.
Okay.
For Will's
Understand.
sister.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought you were going with that.
Okay. I was also gonna use my downtime to try to help Will in some way, my other ones, so
All right.
want to participate.
So let's do the asset, and we'll say if you get the asset, I'll give you an additional die for progressing the long-term project. How's that sound?
You're going to have to explain how mushrooms equal whole to me again.
It is a if you've ever watched Full Metal Alchemist,
Yes.
one of the ways to make a human was written in a cookbook, and they had to decode the cookbook to find the elemental properties of what makes a human.
It was a recipe for a human, which is very funny.
What area were they in? This has been so long since I've watched.
Like what? Full Metal Alchemist, like what?
Yeah, where were they?
They were like in
was
some
like-
podunk town.
Well, the show took place like in a alternate universe version of like
Europe.
World War II Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, I just mean like where were we in the plot on that? We can do this later. Anyway, we'll talk. We'll talk FMA later. We'll talk FMA later.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just my brain's not working.
Let's okay, so let's go ahead and roll to acquire an asset then. So you're gonna roll equal to your crew's tier. Unfortunately, the crew's tier is 0. So you'll be rolling for 2. I'm debating this asset. I'm debating whether getting this is just doing is the long term is both of you actually doing the long-term project here.
Because what if from what we talked about, it's barely in circulation.
The tier of this item is already established, so it doesn't make sense for me to set a tier for this. This isn't you going and trying to get something that doesn't, or make something that doesn't already exist in the world. Here's what I'm going to do. Because this is an existing item, I'm going to just go ahead and start a clock, and both of you can roll to advance this project because you're trying to get help for what, and we can do this as a linked project essentially. Like maybe Fume, and this might be something we actually want to play out as a scene. Maybe the two of you want to talk about it, because Glass wants to help Will. Fume knows of a way to help Will. So
and last time, Glass did tell Fume
yeah,
just the very basics of like, this is why he started Leviathan hunting. He's got her Heartstone, but he can't afford a hull. Poor thing.
So like, Fume essentially knocks on Glass's door.
It's open.
Just the door swings open forcefully. Manic energy. Fume. Hey, so your friend Will.
It's like over a desk, like just writing something down or making notes on something. What? Sorry.
Just heavy bags under the eyes. Just look like he's slept in days. Your friend Will, dead sister.
My client, Will. Yes, what about him?
Dead sister.
Yes.
He has the Heartstone, correct?
Yes, has the stone. That's why he's going out Leviathan hunting.
Well, in my life in academia, I assisted on a project in creating hulls artificially. There are field notes out there in circulation. The writer of which thought it would be a good idea to disguise it as a cookbook for 1,000 Ways to Cook Mushrooms.
Okay.
If we can get our hands on it, I can translate it, and we could probably make a hull.
Are you sure this thing exists?
I'm fairly certain it exists. I was there for the, I was at the presses.
Right, well, that's enough for me.
Cool. I'm going to go wind down. I don't want to go out there this manic.
Right. I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Woohoo!
Shut the door.
You just hear.
God. So
Children.
we'll do. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna do this as a long-term project. So I'm gonna essentially, it's gonna be 2 steps. You have to find the book. It's gonna be a linked project clock. There's going to be the first clock is going to be to find the book, and then the second clock is going to be to decode the book. And it'll actually be 3 steps: finding, decoding, and then actually utilizing the information you find. So this one might be a little bit hefty. The good news is this first project clock, I'm just going to create. I'll put all 3 on the board. So I'm going to say the first one is going to be find book. This one's going to only be a 4-tick clock. The second is going to be how do you spell decipher?
DESHP.
C.
DECIPHER.
DE cipher.
Okay.
Cipher is CIPHER. Decipher has the DE at the front.
Nicki Minaj.
BANANAS.
All right. Here's what I'm doing.
AARP.
Finding book is a 4-segment clock. Decipher is a 6-segment. Constructing the whole is a 12-segment clock.
Oh God.
Okay.
That is involved. That's the most involved. You like the part of this.
Can we talk to my contact, Dr. Frankenfurter? In 7 days, he can make me a man.
With blonde hair and a tan?
Yeah.
You'll do sit-ups, push-ups.
God.
If we could leave the Sword of Damocles out of this one, I'd be really pleased.
Can we get Meatloaf in here, please?
Oh, rest in peace.
Let's. All right, let's go ahead and let's do Fume working on finding the long-term project, finding the book. This one's pretty easy. You might be able to do this one. I'm also going to give you a devil's bargain here.
Yeah.
I'm going to say. Okay.
Wait, what? Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is.
Nope. You said yes. You just signed the contract erupts into flames. You didn't read it. You just signed the terms.
Is the devil aghast? Like, you didn't even read? What?
Well, all right then. Okay.
That was such Cody Unsleeping City vibes just now, and that makes me really happy.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you an extra die. If you but you have to take 2 heat for doing this.
Oh, we can do it, right?
As in, we have to take 2 heat?
Mm-hmm.
Phew. I'm kidding, bro. Just do it.
No, we're doing it.
Okay. Gonna add 2 heat to the clock. But yeah, you can roll. What skill? I imagine some like study or survey. What are you thinking?
Yeah, study would work.
Okay.
Like basically going to the publishing house, seeing where it's been shipped to, and then going to those bookstores and tracking down like the owner of the book.
Okay. Because there's only one copy of this. That's out there. Like this is like you're finding this one book, but you know about it, so that and very few other people do. So go ahead and roll your action roll then.
Action. Wait. Fume, select an action, study. And I'm not getting help from Glass on this one.
If Glass wants to give help, you can. You just have to take stress for it.
Okay.
So that's up to Glass.
I only have 1 stress right now, so.
Do you want to take 1 stress and give another die? Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Have it.
5.
Okay. That is, I believe, 2 segments on the clock. Yeah, 2 segments. So this one is halfway full.
Nice.
Glass, did you also want to contribute to? You want to do?
Yeah, I mean, if
move that forward as your long-term project.
Maybe we can try to knock that one out.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna also take a stress on this to give you a die, so I'm back up to my normal. Big brain.
Do we want to create a Deadpool here for like who's gonna be the first to lose their character, and is everyone gonna put money on RJ?
Yes.
Of course.
When has that never been the case?
This is just reminding me of coherency all over again, of RJ at the beginning of Parsings being like, I just got to get my coherency down.
I actually can I pitch which skill?
Oh yeah, y'all get to choose which. I'm really trying to be better about. I do not tell you which attribute to use. You tell me.
Because I have a thought. Because if you're doing the study part, can I use a tune to try to communicate with maybe the ghost of somebody who's seen this book before and maybe like knows like 2 people that it changed hands, and try to follow the thread that way?
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
I want to talk to a ghost.
Yes. Okay. What's your attune?
2.
All right, and you're getting an extra die from Fume.
That's a 6.
It's a 6.
6 on the red one, maybe.
Oh boy. All right, y'all
We're unstoppable.
Teenies today.
This one and put 1 tech into deciphering. I need to. Okay. Glass.
Me.
You are. Describe to me this scene for attuning. We need to play this out.
Okay. So Glass has this. It's like the one like the one like semi nice thing that they have in their quarters. 'Cause everything else is just kind of like cobbled together, and they don't really care. But next to their desk on the wall is this little cabinet. Um, that has been hung up there and like reinforced, and it's nice. It's got these like inlays on the front of these like different runes, and it's locked and all of this stuff, and that's where they keep all of their like serious components and stuff. So it's like crystals and like like things that they would need for rituals. They keep them like locked up in this very nice like protected space. So
Yeah.
takes out a couple of like the most recent crystals that they've charged and everything, shoves everything out of the way on the floor, pulls up the rug, and like carved into the wooden floor underneath the rug is this big like runic circle. Salome probably doesn't know that's there, and Glass isn't gonna tell her. Throws the rug.
You're not getting your deposit back.
You don't mean it for free. For the first 6 months anyway. Sets up some crystals, right? Does the jewelry box, it doesn't have electric power, does it? Does it? Is that too expensive for us?
Yeah, it's probably too expensive for y'all.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking like, oh, like turns off the lights and lights some candles. But no, probably just takes like whatever lantern they have sitting on their desk and sets it in the center.
Candlelight creates more of the ambiance that we are going for as an establishment.
I'd like to think as long as the
Also,
music
it's
box
fucking
is
cheaper.
like the song on the music box is your timer to ask the ghost these questions. For the mechanical portion, like, you know, you're cranking the music box.
That's fun.
That's cool.
I like that.
So you set out your ritual space.
Yeah.
Candlelight flickering around you. You
Kind of sits like right on the edge of it.
As you begin to focus, again, reaching out, everyone has this connection, this ability to attune. I think since the time of the collapse, when the first leviathans, when the sky shattered and the first leviathans rose up in the sea, when spirits began to walk amongst the earth, every human has this innate sense of when spirits are nearby. But for Glass, you've honed this to an art. You have perfected this ability. You can do what few can, and what many can't, which is withstand these electromagnetic spectral forces, to control, to manipulate, and to bind for your own purpose. And even though there is no electricity running through this room, you feel the hairs on your arms begin to stand on end. You see just like the wisps of hair, like at the end of your long white. You have white hair, right? Or is it?
So it's black, and that's the thing is that
Black.
like for it's black, but when Glass starts to like attune, the tips of it start to like
Lose that color.
yeah, and so it starts to turn like white and will like creep up like depending on how much energy this takes.
Yeah. And that begins as you begin to focus on this book, 1,000 Ways to Cook Mushrooms
Die in the
by
West.
Bertrand Faust. And sparking around the room, crackling around the circle, and then sort of forming an amorphous shape in the center that's like contained within this ritual space in front of you. And you feel something that you have pulled, something has answered your call, sort of resonating with your thoughts to this as you probe outwards for information. What do you ask this spirit?
I want to ask them if they knew. I was just gonna ask them when they. I guess I don't know what I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask them like, but if they if they've ever heard of this book, if they have seen it, or if they know anybody that has.
uh, the spirit forms in front of you. Feel that like instinctual sense that you have sort of pushed downwards, that fear. You do not take stress from seeing spirits like many do, but you still feel that effect that you have trained away, and just this shape kind of solidifies, and you hear a voice that says, kind of echoing, as if speaking through like a recording that has been distorted and kind of stretched out, the voice repeating over itself multiple times, says, yes, yes, yes. I was there when it was written.
Right. When was the last time you saw the book?
It Bertrand hid it away.
Do you know where?
Secret. In plain sight. The library.
What sort of books did Bertram read for fun?
The sparking happens again, and you hear like a little bit of kind of like laughter, and then like this echoed laughter, and the spirit says, Bertrand's work, his work is fun. Many things.
In plain sight. Any sort of books he didn't favor? Things he thought no one would read?
Sort of like crackles again, and the spirit says, he was a terrible cook.
Of course. So even more in plain sight than I thought. Why did he hide it?
Dangerous. People wanted the book, the information, the research.
And I suppose he didn't have anyone he could leave it to.
No. He was alone.
It's very sad. Did he write any other books? Worthy of being hidden away?
Just the one. It was his life's work.
It's not going to go to waste.
He died protecting it, protecting me.
Who are you, Tim?
Family.
It's a worthy cause to die for.
You feel your grip fading on the spirit as it says, if you speak with him, tell him I miss him. Whoosh. And the spirit fades.
Oh well. Well, for that I could have just walked to the library. Thank you.
And with that, you're able to find, you head to the hall. Oh shoot, which university was it? It was. We'll bring my things on academia. Yes, the Charter Hall University Library. And there, within the Sparkwright Tower, hidden amongst many books and like a miscellaneous section of the library, you find a old cookbook, 1,000 Ways to Cook Mushrooms by Bertrand Faust.
Bertram, I suppose if it's taken this long to find, it's as good a spot as any. Thanks, old friend. Just goes and casually knocks on Fume's door.
Ah, Glass, hello.
Just holds it up.
Oh, you found. Whoa! What?
You're welcome.
Thank you. I will get to studying this and to produce some results. Right now I'm a bit busy. The door kind of swings open and there's like a hookah that's been set up on the desk. Care to join me?
Sure, why not? I'm interested to know what's in this that was worth dying over.
Next downtime, we're gonna start studying this book.
All right. I think Grackle's the only one that has downtime
Ghosts!
activities
How much
left.
heat do we have now?
We have 5.
5
5
out of 9?
Yes, out of 9.
That's enough for me to start putting out fires.
Might be worth it.
I'm gonna go reduce heat.
You are the one wearing the ranger hat.
It's true.
Then let's do that. So on myself for reducing heat. Say how you reduce heat on the crew and roll your action. So I think on this one, again, you get to choose what you do to try to reduce the heat.
All right, well, so how much, like, where is our heat accumulating for the most part? Like,
I mean, it's sort of a nebulous thing where it's coming from, like, it can come from multiple sources. Some of them are like, for the most part right now, your heat is coming from the recent theft you stole these drugs from Ulf Ironborn and framed Cobb for it, but it wasn't it wasn't completely clean. There's still things that could tie you to it, and potential witnesses and stuff too. So heat is kind of this nebulous, like, there's gonna be some people out there that potentially could pin this kind of stuff on you.
I can approach this from 2 different directions. Mechanically, it is identical for me. I could either use my command to intimidate witnesses of our recent job and intimidate them into keeping their mouths shut, or I could use hunt to follow Fume and Glass around, figure out what they're up to, and then put out fires behind them.
That is true.
Or
One
you
of
can
them is
use-
significantly funnier than the other.
It really is.
Hear me out. You can use skirmish, walk into the middle of town, fire your gun in the air and say we didn't do it, and then walk away.
I don't know if I'd accept that.
That is oh boy, that's your call. Which one you're more interested in doing? I have
Hunting
ideas
sounds
for-
more fun. So long as you're cool with that. So if everybody's like Gucci on it, like
Hunt us
stamp of
down.
approval,
Yeah, I'm good.
approval, I will do that then.
Then let's do that.
We're
Let's do that.
amenable.
And then
I don't
have
know
some
why
downtime
I chimed in
actions.
on that because that has nothing to do with me. But I'm like, yeah, hunt them down. That's fine.
Well,
Totally.
it's good to know for the future.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that. And then I've got to take my downtime actions. So
cool.
We call that a break. Here.
I take the higher of the two.
Okay, so you're doing hunt. What is that? 2 dice for you?
Yep.
Yeah, unless you have assistance from anyone. Which you do have your cohort.
I'm gonna say
For-
no.
I mean, they are your grackles. This is their expertise. This is actually the thing
Actually,
that they're
Hell
meant
yeah.
to give you additional dice
yeah,
on.
my grackles are following you guys around and telling me where you are.
Yeah,
That gives you an extra dice,
that
right?
gives you an extra die. Yeah.
I need it. It didn't help. That's gonna be a 3. So
3.
I'm
I think you only reduce it by 1 in
Yep.
that case.
That's still good.
Yep.
And we only have 4.
The
Everyone
one
gives us a
thing
little
that
more
I'm-
wiggle room. So
The one thing that I'm able to do to reduce our heat is that I run into glass at the library and I give you our like company forged library card instead of putting your actual name on that book.
thank you. Why do we have
So I
this?
Don't want a paper trail. Also, that's just one more name on the library list. And more library cards out gives it more of a budget. So like, it's never bad to have more library cards.
Oh, I
It
see.
just benefits the library altogether.
Well, I can't argue with you there.
I've got like 4 of these.
Good for you.
I steal them off of the people I kill. Okay, bye.
Grackle has been
Grackle
stealing.
hunted by doing civic service.
So-
Wait a minute, what?
Grackle has been. Is this correct? Taking library cards off of people she's killed, not as trophies, but to make sure the accounts stay open. So that it looks. So we are
shitpost. I'm sorry.
inflating
It's incredible.
how much support it looks like there is for the library, so the library continue to get funding and stay open.
That's
Actually,
incredible.
I would watch
actually
an
might have
entire movie about that hitman.
Right?
This is so
You're
This is
you're
so
like
stupid.
the Dexter of libraries. It's kind of like-
this is dumb. This is stupid. But it legitimately is helping
It's
me
not.
decide backstory stuff.
It's not though. It's not dumb. It's really good.
no, I love this actually.
It's very good.
Ugh.
It's a crazy choice to make, but that doesn't make it dumb. I love
you ever
it.
just say something because you're trying to be goofy and then it
I
becomes
love
real.
It constantly
Oh,
every
boy.
Saturday.
Incredible.
Okay. So everyone has
I
done
like
their
Grackle.
everyone has done their their downtime activities now. Am I correct? I'm gonna do a couple of fortune rolls here for our factions. First one is gonna be for the council hearings. 5 dice. That is a
They can't hear
success.
us from all the way over there.
1, 2, 3. And then for the heretic investigations, it's gonna be 2, 3, 4. That's another 3 ticks.
It says we roll our fortune, which is really scary, actually. Like, that's a scary way to put it. Who's we?
And then, God, I've got to
Who
do
is we indeed?
one more for your entanglement. Salome, you
Oh, no.
come in to open up the brothel one morning, and as you open the doors, there is there's a dagger that is slammed into the door with a piece of parchment, like a folded letter embedded in the underneath the dagger.
Not again.
I was about
It's
to say,
not this guy. No, we're not
something
doing.
like this feels like deja vu.
We're not
Dread-
doing that. This isn't going to happen every
Where
time.
it's just always a knife in a letter.
This is an
Always.
ongoing bit from the last place.
I did it once, and
People, in fact, write their letters with the express purpose to like
Knowing
write
where the knife
around
is
what
gonna
will
go.
inevitably be a knife hole.
Yeah, I did it
Knife
once,
goes
and then
here.
somebody, I don't remember. I thought it was Sid that made the joke. That was just like, what if like every time that's how we get communication from him, and they just kept showing up to knives through paper.
Anyway,
Grace, how's he
In
doing?
it at the top.
How's he doing this? Like, why? Why?
so you find this letter in the door. You pull the knife out.
Ooh, free dagger.
Take the dagger and unfold it, and you find a scrolled letter that essentially says that essentially says, if you want your supply chain to not be interrupted again, we are demanding tithes from all entrepreneurs in the Silk Shore district. The Hive is taking our due, and on the bottom is a little embossed golden bee.
You did this, Wings. This was you. It was Vivi, I swear.
And I'm gonna add another clock for the faction that is now set. This is your entanglement, which is rivals that you got last time. And
I love a good rival.
A neutral faction has stepped in on your business. You have options. They threaten you, a friend, contact one of your vice purveyors. In this case, they're threatening you. You can either
Well, that's not very neutral.
Well, no, neutral
It's not
faction
personal.
a neutral faction throws their weight around. You can either forfeit 1 rep or 1 coin per tier of the rival, or you can stand up to them and lose 1 status with them.
What's their tier?
Their tier is I just had it up. I want to make sure that I have this right. Their tier is 4.
Ooh. What are our options again?
We don't,
You can,
unless we pull out of our personal coin. We don't have enough coin for that, I don't think.
it's coin or rep. Forfeit 1 rep or 1 coin per tier of the rival. You can do a mix of either one.
We
Or you
have
take
3 of each on the crew sheet.
Or you take -1 status with them. I'm also creating a new clock for the Hive. It's going to be an 8-segment clock, which is going to be to dominate the contraband market.
I mean, since we just paid off some people to keep our status with them, fine. Last time, I'm fine with telling them to stick it up their ass, yeah. But that's just me.
5, so
I'll go with what the majority wants to do. But we've got 3 rep and 3 coin, and then we've each got our personal coin that we could contribute if we wanted to.
I'm down with telling them to fuck right off.
Oh, what are they threatening? Our supply line?
Yeah.
They're essentially stepping in. You hear some
Obviously,
whispers in
that's
the next
something we
days.
can handle.
You step in. The Hive is essentially set with, because of what happened with Ulf and the weakness that is going on with the red sashes, the hive is now stepping in to take control of the contraband market from the red sashes. So they are, but they are now demanding tithes from all businesses in this area.
So we could tell them to fuck off. We could also use that as like a bargaining chip with the red sashes.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Enemy of my enemy.
Fume,
Yes, yes, Mum.
how were you feeling about making more of the powder there? How did it go? Successfully?
Fairly well. This recent strain is a bit temperamental, but I can distinguish a good batch from a bad batch.
If you had the proper funds, if you were properly outfitted, how much do you think you could make?
Rummage from underneath the bar, pulls out an abacus, slam, 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 slam. About a week's worth supply. If I were to stretch it out, I could do about a month, but the more concentrated stuff will take a week.
Well, you've got an in-house tester.
Go
It's
with
me.
The red sashes were weakened by all. And we know they're not going to be happy about the hive stepping in on their territory. And neither are we, for that matter. I would like to keep the doors open. We go to the sashes. And we offer our services. They need a significant supply in a hurry. So we sell it to them. If we have to cut into the supply that was already theirs, I have no problem with that either. It's a show of good faith.
Well, how about this? If the hive is going to take from the red sashes anyway, I could spike the supply given to the red sashes and get stolen by the hive. Bish bash bosh, I blow the entire storehouse.
That's definitely a thought.
Chemicals are delightfully unstable. Or we could just less complicate things and work with the red sashes, honestly. I'm down for either.
I'm pretty tempted to use this as an opportunity to improve that relationship. It'd be nice to have backup. In case this hive does actually become a threat. Red sashes are good at a lot of things. Swordplay being one of them.
Grackle, opinions? Concerns?
The hive starts taking from us, they're never going to stop. Red sashes already have a foot in this market. Better the devil you know.
Well said.
All right, I'll get started on producing a test batch that will be market quality at the very least, and then takes the abacus with him as he starts running numbers.
Oh, again, if we need to zhuzh up some of their own supply and give it back to them as some sort of evidence, I have no problem with that. The idea being we have the person making it, and they supply the resources.
Everybody gets what they want.
I'll start cutting a shipment then, just so that we have something on hand when we go and talk to the Red Sashes.
That should have them extremely invested in keeping at least one of us alive.
I'm gonna go fix that knife hole.
So I'm going to mark -1, assuming y'all aren't paying them.
No. Fuck them.
All right. So from here we'll enter free play. I don't think we haven't really set up a score yet. Y'all are just gonna go talk to some people, do some things. So we'll get into that. We're gonna take our break here in a second. But the one thing I do want to make sure I point out to while we get to this free play period and you start looking for angles for your next job, there are options available to you other than just doing jobs for coin. So if y'all are interested in trying to, so the most common jobs is like do the job, get the money, you get the coin for that. A big portion of progression in this game is your crew's what is it called, like your crew
Turf?
Yes, thank you. If you want to do jobs to try to expand your crew's turf, especially now that you have other factions that are trying to push in on your turf, that's not a bad idea either. There are certain advantages if you see something on the turf map for your crew that you think, oh, this might help us set up for like future jobs. That would be something to consider too. Y'all really get to push the angle for your jobs in which direction you want to go. So it is very much.
And they have the whole grid with its paths laid out on the crew sheet. If you guys aren't looking at that, it's on the main page. Right now we have that box that is blacked in, that's layer in the center, and then we can go out from there.
Yeah. So there's lots of
More
options.
turf is a pretty good idea.
There's a turf. There's also a couple for like getting extra coin for doing like a specific type of job, like if you really need the coin as well.
Yeah. So there's options available. I would really kind of look at that too while we're doing this free play period and think like, what is the next best angle? And you all can talk about what you want to go for. It's also not a bad idea for like each of you to decide like what interests your character and developing your crew and developing yourself, and what are they going to push for, because each of you might come to the table with a different job and you'll just decide the order that you want to do them in. Lots of ways you can do it. It's really up to y'all. I'll say one other thing for the path there. So there you have like you have your layer in the center. It's a very abstracted representation of your crew's territory. Right now you just have your own layer. When you expand out, there are like, that is physically expanding out and taking new locations as well that are nearby. You don't have to follow the path. You can jump to something that is like away, like that isn't directly connected by a line. It's just those are going to be more difficult to be able to get without having the connecting tissue there. So lots of things to consider. But I think this is a good place to take our break, and then we'll jump into our free play period, and y'all will talk to some people and maybe set up for our next score. So thanks everyone out there for watching. I know there's a lot of shop talk. We're just getting used to the game, and this will start rolling a lot faster as we get used to kind of how all this stuff works. So
some of it for this system is also just going to be in shop talk land.
Yeah, I mean this system is a very kind of meta system, and I dig that about it, because there is just some shop talk that we have to do every now and then, and it helps us kind of focus on that and take a little bit of a breather from the role play too. So all right, well, let's go ahead and take our break. Recommend everyone out there get some water and stuff too, snacks, stretch, take your meds, all that good stuff. We're going to do the same. We will see everyone back here in a few moments. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned. And welcome back, Internet. Thanks for bearing with us. We took a slightly longer break so we could talk about Baldur's Gate 3 for a bit. Yeah, there is a cabbages guy. You'll find him eventually. Let's
I'm only in
get
Act 2.
back to it. So we're in free play now, so really y'all get to do whatever you want here while you set up for your next score. So I'm kind of just turning it over to y'all. What do you want to do?
I do want to, because I don't remember if I asked him last time, like how long Will was gonna be ashore before having to go back out.
Oh, that is a good question.
Because I'm gonna ask Fume if it's okay that I go ahead and like talk to him about this, because
Oh, for
You
sure.
have-
the whole
You have-
purpose of this is to keep him from having to do that again and maybe die out there.
You have plenty of. I'll tell you this because this would just be public
And also he'll
knowledge
tip
to
me
you.
really well next time. So.
I'll tell you this because this would just be public knowledge to you, but you can still go talk to him. You are currently in when you talked to him where we started again was the end of Ulsavet. We're into Volnavet at this point.
Is that listed somewhere in the game, or do I need to just pull that up in the book?
Oh, when the months
calendar,
and stuff.
Yeah,
the calendar is in the book.
I know it's in the book. I just wondered if it was like in One More Multiverse somewhere.
I don't know if it's in One More Multiverse. It might be.
Oh, you know what? I bet it's in the little wiki. I forgot they had that.
So the Leviathan hunting season ends at the beginning of Volnavet. So they are back on shore leave after a recent hunt. They probably won't go on another expedition for I mean it would be next season. So
okay, so this is not just like he's got like a week of leave and they're going back out.
No, he
like...
probably has like four. Well, he has like 1, 2, 3, like 4 months essentially.
Okay, I'm still gonna go talk to him. I just wanted to have that context in there.
Yes.
Would you also like Fume to be there to provide like information on this?
If you want to be.
Okay.
So Glass and Fume want to go find and talk to Will. Do Salome and Grackle want to plan to do something, or you all want to think about it while they're doing their scene?
I think my lack of answer means think about it. So
Okay,
let's
think
think about
about
it.
Okay.
I was trying to answer and I'm like, if it's taking me this long to answer, I gotta think about it.
So Glass and Fume, the two of you head to find Will, who doesn't live in Silk Shore. He actually lives over in Crow's Foot. So you head across the bridge into Crow's Foot, into kind of like the center of Crow's Foot, like near like Miser's Row, past Miser's Row to the Rookery. This is not your territory, this is not your turf, so you're trying to maintain as low profile as possible moving through here. You can see red sashes posted up on the corners. You can see like paint markings of like big red swatches like across some of the buildings, like marking them as red sash territory. The two of you push through to, I mean, I'm assuming like Glass, where Will lives because maybe you got his address from him or got his
Yeah, I mean, I think if they know, I mean, people talk a lot to their companions. Like, I think probably knows that he lives in Crow's Foot, so kind of like seeks him out a little bit, and it's probably like, hey, like I have some fun news, like, meet me at some bar that's in Crow's Foot. So I'm not just like totally invading his personal life any more than I already am.
Okay. I'm looking to see, do I have any bars in Crow's Foot? No, I'm not gonna set up a scene. I've got to get used to doing things faster One More Multiverse, but while we're trying to figure out the system too, I'll work to that. But I at least moved y'all over to the Crow's Foot area. Salome and Grackle, if y'all want to move yourself over to Silk Shore, just so we have our base positioning. But yeah, you find it is small little like apartment complex, like multi-family living, and Will has a tiny apartment on like one of the middle floors of the building. You head up a few flights and knock on this kind of splintered wooden door. There's some creaking from inside. The door opens. You see Will, a little bit disheveled looking, looks like kind of bleary eyed, like maybe he worked a shift or something last night. You smell like the scent of like brine and like fish on him. And I think Will probably would have told you that he works some extra shifts between seasons. Most of his money comes from Leviathan hunting, but he does work occasionally, or he does work in the off season doing other odd jobs. And he kind of blinks and looks out the door as he cracks it open and says, "Oh, um, hi.
Hi.
Guys, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were going to be here.
No, it's alright. I'm sorry
Sorry.
to just barge in.
Please come in. I'm sorry, we haven't met. Looks to you, Fume.
This is a friend of mine.
Hi, Fume is my name. I work the bar.
Oh, you were right. I recognize you. It's sort of different when you're not just seeing somebody from behind the bar.
I know. I normally stand on a stool, and it gives me a couple of inches.
I think on the way here, Glass has stopped off, just to be nice, because showing up someone else, has stopped off to buy, like, just some food. Not anything, like, fancy, but like, just something that, like, probably isn't ocean-related.
Sure. You
Oh.
stopped at like a bakery or something. Got some
Yeah.
bread.
Some scones.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
don't
With
know.
hot dogs with the breads baked around them.
And
The
love
pigs in the
those
blanket.
Bagel dogs? Or pigs in a blanket?
Except they don't have pork. It's eels, so it's eels in a blanket.
Just said not ocean.
Well, then it'd be mushrooms in a blanket. Unless you
Something.
really want to splurge and get some chicken.
Oh, jeez. I'm already
That-
doing a lot for this guy.
That sounds like coin. Let's not.
But
We're here to
something
help.
like decent, something that like
Sure.
he probably doesn't have that much.
Yeah.
I brought food.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually starved.
Good.
Come in. It's a bit of a mess, but please come in. And you head in. It's like a kind of a studio apartment setup. You see his bed in the corner is kind of disheveled. There's a little kitchenette area. You can see some equipment and probably like his Leviathan hunting gear is over, like packed into one corner, stored away for the season. You can see out on a line off the balcony of the apartment, his clothes kind of hang there in the or it's pretty like I said, it's fall right now. We're kind of getting past spring into fall. It's a little more it's rainier, it's getting a little bit colder. The days, what little you have of them, are shorter, so it's dark and gloomy and stuff. He has a lantern that's hanging in the middle of the room from the ceiling. But he heads over and begins like stoking a little furnace, like a little heater off to the side, get a little bit more heat in the room, because it's a bit chilly in here. And he says, "Well, it's not much, but please sit."
Oh, you have it all to yourself. That's something. And I think Fume can tell, like, because probably knows about it, but doesn't actually like see that side of Glass that much. Like, is a very different sort of demeanor and everything when there's
With
a
the
client in the
clients.
room. Yeah.
It's just a raised eyebrow, like, oh,
There's
you're never
this
nice to
yeah,
me.
there's this like kindness that's sort of appears that is never apparent anywhere else.
He says, "Yeah, I was actually, when I took this last job, I was able to get out of the bunkhouse and get my own place here, so
That's
been
wonderful.
nice. Keeps my stuff from being nicked as often, at
Yeah.
least. Had to put a few extra padlocks on the door, but right, it's home. Enough so, the little bit of time that I spend here."
Well, congratulations on that. At least it's nice to have some place to come back to.
Thank you. I appreciate the food. And kind of like you head over to like the small like kitchenette table and take out the little bit of food you got. Me and Sprout, he sits on a chair and invites you to do the same. He says, "Oh, do you want anything to drink? I've got some ale and
Sure,
mostly
yeah.
ale."
It's
That's
5 o'clock
fine.
somewhere, my dear sir.
He
And
gets out.
we're going to be celebrating.
As he's going to the cupboard and opens it up, grabs a couple of glasses and this dark bottle of fungal ale, and it's nowhere near as nice as stuff you serve at the at Salome's, but he pours some for you. Again, it'll get you, it'll do the job. But he, as you say that in the celebration, he turns around, cocks his head and says, "Why don't we set? I guess congratulations. What's the occasion?"
Come, sit. I have some news, actually, that I
He sits.
think you're going to like.
He sits across from you, looking a bit confused.
So,
Right.
You, last time we spoke, you told me quite a bit about your family, your sister, and what happened to her, and how you're saving up money for, to be able to get her a hole, yeah?
Yeah. That's my plan, long-term plan, at least. Fine, money goes out a lot faster than it comes in, unfortunately, but
Right.
I'm getting there.
Well, if you'd like, Fume and I might be able to shorten the timeline on that for you somewhat. We found some information that might be really helpful in getting you what you need.
Well, sure, if there's anything we can do to speed up the process, if there's anything you can do to help me, I would be very much in your debt. I don't have much to pay you.
No, you don't have to pay me.
You do have to pay me, though.
You do have to pay him.
Right. Well, sure. What's what can I do?
If I may, my good sir, you happen to have the best of fortunes, for I used to be a researcher at the academy, this particular field of which is the creation of hulls.
He lets out a whistle and says, "I didn't know you. That's very impressive.
Surprising, but quite the brain on that one.
Instead of tending bar at Silkshore, you should be a scholar working with the Sparkrites, or
I have a lot of student debt to pay off.
Fair.
So, sorry, go ahead.
What? All right. No, you please. I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just getting a bit nervous. Sort of didn't really expect that.
I sort of reach across the table, like pat his hand a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I'll let Fume sort of explain how much he wants to, but we thought, while you're home and you have a bit of time before hunting season starts up again, we'd, take some of the resources, some of that money that you'd had socked away, and, maybe put it towards making one. And then, hopefully that keeps you from having to go out again.
Well, you can do that. You can just make one.
It's a complicated process, and the ingredients to said hull are a bit exclusive to the upper class. I need to source them, for one thing. Another, I'm going to need either a very good description of your sister or some sort of portrait to get her right.
All right. So you're saying you can actually make a hole that looks like it's not just like the ones that I've not mean to ask questions or look at your mouth or
It's
anything,
fair.
but the ones that I've seen, the people I know that've been able to afford that, they sort of just look like.
I think what Fume is getting at is that we can try, and we can at least try to make something that your sister would like, since she's going to have to be in it.
Fume kind of stiffens next to Glass. It's not a matter of what she would look like, it would be what she looks like. In the research, they managed to make a full facsimile of the person that used to be inside of the Hearthstone.
That sort of thing is possible. If you could do something like that, there's no way I'd be able to afford even half the cost. That sounds like something that only
some complications might arise. I would need to see your sister's Hearthstone and ascertain if it is damaged in any way.
Right. see like he looks a little nervous, like you mentioning that, and kind of seems like there's a couple of things that are like hitting him at once, and he's realizing like
A
these people
couple
just
of
can't-
things. This is a
Just a
lot.
couple.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, but a few
I'm
things are
surprised
like
he hasn't just
you-
started screaming.
you're hitting it with a lot of information at once, and then suddenly you can see something like clicks in his head, and he begins to get a little bit more like nervous, and he says, right, I'm this all seems a little too good to be true for me. I understand. I've had people approaching me for my sister's heartstone. I know that there are people out there that spend good money for this sort of thing, and I'm really not interested in selling it or
No.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a sell. I would just like to see it to make sure that this process that I've described to you would work to your satisfaction.
And right here, right now, not taking it or anything.
If you are uncomfortable with it, that is fine. We do not wish to do anything untoward towards you or your sister's heartstone as a confirmation to you.
I think you're getting the impression looking at him like you're doing a lot to convince him. I think I'll need a roll to convince him.
Need some assistance there? I can take some more stress.
I'll do a sway.
Yeah, no, sway's fine with me.
Okay. Are you help? Are you help?
I will.
Are you help?
Are you help?
I will help.
It's okay if not.
I will help.
I can actually. Well, I only have 2 stress. I could push myself.
Okay.
I will. No, I'm not going to be nice. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of the habit of giving all dice for no reason.
It's not for no reason. I'll push myself.
Okay. All right, push yourself. Take 2 stress. I'm trying to decide if I have a devil's bargain to offer here too. Maybe give you additional die here.
Well, you
Could I
can't
jump in on a devil's bargain?
You can't do.
Yeah,
both.
if you have an idea for a devil's bargain. Well, oh yeah, you can't push yourself. Well, let me. What is your idea for a devil's bargain? Because maybe you want to do that instead of the stress.
Maybe.
The process in which to make a hull requires space, and it's space we do not have at the brothel. So by accepting this, essentially we'll get some heat because we're moving all of these big compounds into like a warehouse somewhere.
I'm not going to give you heat because it's a little more tenured, but you're working on some things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start a clock.
Okay.
And we'll do we'll start a clock for like detected, like whether I'm trying to think which faction would be. It'd either be the Spirit Wardens, probably the Spirit Wardens, or no, we'll go Blue Cloaks. We'll go a step down from there. I don't think it'd be a serious, but Blue Cloak suspicion. How about that?
And then it gets raised to the church, and then there's an inquisition.
Yeah, like if you're doing suspicious activities, especially. Oh, yeah, this works in a couple of ways because you're doing them outside of your own turf too. So there's no protections for you here. So yeah, we'll say I'm gonna say blue, like suspicion for your activities, mostly with the blue cloaks. Blue coats, not cloaks, blue coats. And what I will do is I'm going to start if you want to take this instead of the stress, I'll start a 6-segment clock, and I'm going to mark 2 of the segments on it.
Ooh, and how many ticks did we have left for the actual building of it? It's quite a few.
12. It's a few, yeah. Because we also have to decipher, so that's another 5 ticks. So 17 ticks total.
What I'll say is with these clocks existing, y'all can do and take actions to get rid of these clocks at any point.
Okay.
These clocks are it's a tug of war. Like if there's ever something you want to do, it's like that starts to build up, and you want to do something to
Could
be
I
like,
just pay a coin for that clock to go away? Just like bribe the blue cloaks, blue coats.
if you that's a good
I mean,
question.
you can, I think.
Yeah, you could
I
spend.
have a blue coat informant. One of my allies is a
What
blue
I'll
coat.
say is, for the sake of this, we can
Okay.
either y'all can decide to do that kind of stuff later
Okay.
on. But for right now, for the devil's bargain, this is what I'm offering: is the clock with 2 segments being checked, or you can take the stress.
I'll take the clock.
Okay.
Let's do it. We're making our own problems here. I love it.
I'm gonna do this roll.
I've
And
got
then
so
Per
many clocks.
usual.
And then I have
The
a question about
clocks-
the clocks.
The clocks are my kink.
Actually, let me ask
this
you
is my
about the
favorite part of
clocks
this game.
now. Is there a way in One More Multiverse that we can just quickly decipher which clock's bad and which clock's good?
Well, that's a good question.
Can they
I
be,
can
like,
color coordinate them.
Coded
Yeah.
or something?
Color coordinate
That'd
them,
be really cool.
please.
I made one
actually.
of them red, but the red looks too orange. Let me make that
Did-
green.
That was me.
Good.
I fixed it.
Is that
I
a good
can't-
one?
They all kind of look the same.
Okay. Can you see the green one?
I have to refresh, probably.
I can see a lighter one. Is it dirt on the red sashes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't look.
I can tell the difference. They're pretty similar.
What if I do the ones that are bad in black? Oh, did I just delete one? Oh shit.
Yeah, you did.
Which one did I just delete?
It was
A
the
decipher.
decipher one.
Okay, it was the decipher, and that was how many
6 and 1.
It was a 6, and we had 1 tick in it.
Thank you.
We got your back.
Thank you. You had 1 tick.
I don't see any difference in them. They're all still sort of
Really?
white with gray. Yeah.
Mine are
Chad, you wanna
orange
see our
and
clocks?
green.
Yeah, mine
they're
are orange
and green for me.
Yeah.
It might be
Yeah.
a setting.
I can also
a
hide the
settings thing.
clocks.
Oh, I like being able to see them.
I like
Oh,
the
yeah.
panic.
It's my dark mode thing. Never mind. I got it now. I can see it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna quickly hide the ones that are bad,
That are bad.
so that I can put them on the bottom, and then. Oh no, that's just putting it wherever it wants. I can't tell.
It's in alphabetical order.
Oh, I guess it is.
Except why is decipher down there? Never mind.
So
I don't know.
y'all can't see the color differences.
I can
on
see the
those?
color difference now.
I
Yes.
can. I'm just colorblind.
Yeah. If I change this one to what's a better color? I have yellow, green, red, blue, gray, and black. I could do this one as black.
I mean, if one of them is black and the other ones are something else, that's fine. There you go, Chad. That's what the clocks look like. Put them back now.
Give a damn about my bad reputation.
How's that?
Wings.
That'll work.
Does that look better for
Yep,
you?
that'll work.
Okay.
I'm like a sleeper agent. If you start playing that song, I have to headbang.
Okay. So blue coat suspicion is the one I added. Gotcha. All right. You
Need to
now
roll.
we roll. We need to roll. So I'm gonna say for this one, your effect here, or sorry, your position here is controlled.
Okay.
You could do this again if you need to. This isn't a one-time deal. I'm gonna say the effect is standard.
Ooh.
And so you were getting your sway plus an extra die.
That's a 4.
Okay. You
But I can try again.
I think
Right?
there's any concern. You have the option to I'm double checking because I know you can spend stress to increase the effect. but I don't think you can do that. I don't think that changes what you roll. Yeah, no, I think you just have the 4. I'm double checking, but still getting used to the rules, y'all. Give me a second. I go back to the here's what I'm going to say. Oh yeah, this is what you can do. So with a 4, you get a mixed effect. I said this was controlled. So on a 4, you hesitate, withdraw, or try a different approach. So you can do it with you can redo it with a minor consequence. Yeah, so withdraw and try a different approach, or do it with a minor consequence.
Okay, so I can succeed now and just have a minor consequence as opposed to trying again.
So, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I'll also I can give you the consequence here. I'm going to try to do things more above board for this first bit, just because we're still getting used to the game. Y'all are throwing out a lot of things to him that are not strictly speaking, well, not illegal, but there are a lot of people, especially the church and some of the people that are really against these holes and everything that's going on with like the Edict of Purity and everything. There's a lot of stuff going on that if this information, if what y'all are telling him ended up in the wrong hands, that things could go, some heat could end up back on you guys if Evan were to, or Will were to run his mouth off to the wrong people. Not saying he's going to do that intentionally,
Wow.
but so your consequence here is that he could end up doing that. Y'all have the option to resist that consequence if you would like.
I'm not gonna resist it.
And either one of you can resist it.
But I, for my part, am going to make it very clear to Will that if somebody were to find out, everyone in this room is on the hook.
Mm-hmm. So for game mechanics wise, you can definitely do that. Unless you resist it, the consequence is still going to stand, and that's something I could pull on you later on. So
load us up with consequences.
Yeah,
We're still on
I'll
episode
take it.
2.
Okay.
You put me and
All
RJ
right.
in a room together. What did you expect?
All right. Okay.
Everyone disliked that.
So, obviously, I want to help you. Will, I like you, and I think you're a good person. And you deserve to be able to have your sister in your life. I know this is strange and all sorts of weird just up and down the chart. And it's also something we can all benefit from. And I think you know very well that it can't leave this room.
Right, of course. I won't tell anyone. I promise. I trust you. I do. I just get a little suspicious. I had some people asking around, especially right after my sister died. There were a lot of people that wanted to buy Hearthstone once they knew that I had purchased it back. And
that can happen.
Like I said, I just don't. I've been keeping it hidden so nobody might steal it from me. Honestly, they could take anything else in here but that.
If it helps, we can turn our backs while you retrieve it.
No, I'm fine. I trust the two of you, and if something happens to me, I'd rather you know what it is, because I'm hoping that you will do the right thing and help her, even if the worst happens.
Nothing's going to happen.
Hold on. And he moves across the room, walks over, and you can see, like, moves to the corner and then takes a few steps like he's counting floorboards. and then stops, moves a little bit over, and you see he's kind of like measuring out with his palms, stops in a location, and kind of pushes down. You see a very like, you probably wouldn't even notice this was here. This is pretty well done. That floorboard kind of pops up. He reaches down, kind of like almost to his elbow to kind of reach under the floorboards, grabs something, pulls up like a small like tin box. You can hear something rattling around inside. He walks it over to the table, sets it down, and then opens it. And you can see in the box is a polished opal stone with a slight glow and a hum to it. Glass immediately. With your abilities and your attunement, you can tell there is a spirit inside of this.
Good on you. That's a good hiding spot.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time trying to find a good place to keep it.
You did that yourself.
I did.
You continue to impress me.
Sorry to intrude, but may I?
Of course. It slides it across the table towards you.
You'll take out like a little jeweler's monocle and begin inspecting the opal. Any like cracks or anything on it?
No. It looks in good condition, which thankfully, you know that a lot of times it's when the spirit wardens retrieve the stones from the bodies, they're not, unless they have some premium insurance on that, they're not always the most gentle with it.
Ugh.
And they can get cracked, especially like the way the person died. I mean, they're gemstones, and unless you're wealthy enough to have afforded like a diamond or something like incredibly resilient, there's just a good chance it could fracture when the person dies. But
I mean, Fume has
thankfully-
seen glasses, like they don't hide
Yeah,
it. Like it's
I mean,
cracked on one side.
glasses. Yeah, glasses is fractured, and yeah, you can tell this one luckily is in is in pristine condition.
How did she pass, if you mind me asking?
She got sick about a year back. Got something, started coughing a lot. Took it to a bunch of doctors, couldn't really afford the best, but anyone that would look at her tried a lot, but eventually the sickness took her.
I had a brother once. Same story. Got sick one day and, well, just never got better.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You hear it
See,
all the time in the streets.
Were you able to find a hold for him or anything?
Wardens took him before I could get back home. So he might be around somewhere.
Sorry.
He will gently slide the opal across the table back to Will. Keep it safe. It's flawless. So I think this procedure will go well.
Well, if there's anything that I can do to try to help, anything you need from me, I'm more than willing to help.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted a picture of her?
Yes.
I don't have any. We couldn't really afford many. I have one though. I'm willing, as long as I can have it back at some point.
I have a good memory.
He walks over to his it's like a nightstand, opens a drawer, pulls out a photograph, which photographic technology is pretty new. It's not common for people to get them. It's pretty expensive to afford to have a photograph taken. So the fact that he has one is pretty remarkable. And he says, had this I raised Nala myself, and well, her 5th birthday, I took her to, she always wanted to have a picture taken, so I saved up, had this made, and you can see a photo of him and Nala, his sister, He's like sitting in a chair. She's standing next to him. He's got like a hand on her shoulder. He's got kind of like a serious, like, like those old time photographs where everyone just looks like really uncomfortable.
Because they had to
He's
stay still for so long.
yeah, he looks like that, and she's just like beaming, has like the
From the time of life.
biggest smile. And she smiled like that for 10 minutes. The photographer kept telling her it'd be easier if she didn't smile and she'd have to hold it the whole time. But she did anyway. Her cheeks were sore for the hours after that. She kept complaining about it, but
She's so young.
she was about she was probably 3 years before she passed. So
So she'd be what?
a little older than that.
8 or so? 8 or 9?
All right. Okay. Well, my good sir, there is also one more variable left that we need to discuss, but it could be later down the process.
All right.
Are you in contact with any of your Leviathan hunting friends?
I mean, yeah, my crew. I got to know a few of them on the voyage. They were like me.
We need a discreet way to move a lot of Leviathan blood.
Well, you need that. They're very careful making sure that any of the product that we bring in after it's been processed is. I can ask around, but I'm not sure if I can get my hands on something like that. That's worth its weight in silver. If I had Leviathan blood, I could sell that and have a hole for her made.
We would need about 5 liters of it. Not much in
5
the grand scheme of things.
5 liters.
But again, this is a process we will discuss further down the line.
Right.
And-
I'll ask.
Be careful who you ask, but all we need is someone to talk to about it.
I'll talk to some of the members of my crew that I trust. See if they've ever nicked any for themselves or know anybody that does.
Tell them that it's a crew inland who requires it, not anything about what we're doing with it.
Right. Okay. I'll put out some words on that.
Do try to not to implicate yourself in any of the things we're about to do.
I'll be careful. I really do appreciate it, but I'd already set my mind on earning this the hard way, so I'd rather not. I don't plan on being an iron hook when my sister comes back.
Good.
Good.
Get yourselves out here.
All right.
Don't look so glum.
No, you're right. It's good news. It really is.
I know it's a lot, and I know it's stressful. I want you to know that there are people in this city that will look out for each other.
Thank you. I mean, you didn't owe me this.
No. But you deserve it.
Well, if everyone in this city got what they deserved, it'd be a much different place.
Isn't that the truth? Here, you take the rest of these buns, enjoy them.
Thank you. I really do. It's been a while since I've eaten anything other than eel or mushrooms.
Get some sleep. Some real sleep.
So I've got about 5 hours till my next shift, so I'll take a nap till then.
And come see me when you have some time.
I will.
We'll talk about something other than work.
I'd like that. Thank you, Glass and Mr. Fume.
Anytime.
the two of you leave.
Then I shank glass in the door and leave the body there for the bluecoats to discover as I run into the night.
Betrayal. At the house on the hill.
All right. Well, Grackle, Salome, you've had lots of time. What do you want to get up to, if anything, or unless y'all want to start planning another heist?
We have so many things we could do.
Mhm.
There
So
are
many.
a number of things that we've discussed, but I'm also looking at these here clocks, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to turn some attention towards them. Well, let's start off with the thing that we discussed.
We just keep
Mhm.
making clocks for you guys to deal with.
I'll say
Why
this
can't
too.
I
The
spin all
kids
these
run
plates?
around. We set all these clocks up, and the grown-ups have to go around and
Just
turn
walk
them
back
back.
in like, oh, also the blue coats are probably going to be after us now. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
What I'll say
Goddamn Hydra of responsibility.
for the clocks too, so that y'all are kind of aware, clocks will get ticked as consequences for things you do related to those clocks. So like, that blue cloak suspicion clock, the bad reputation clock, those two aren't going to move unless unless it's like a consequence to your action. The other ones are mostly like the faction clocks, like the council hearings, the heretic investigations, the hive contraband. Those are downtime actions, like big moving pieces for the factions themselves. Those would take like you doing a job to undermine those, to like intercept those. So just so you all know.
Good to know. Do we want to like do a scene establishing the stuff that we discussed? Frankie's trying to get my chips. Come here, big boy.
No, Frankie. No chips.
No chips for Frank.
The stuff that so something you and Salome discussed.
Yeah.
You and Sid were discussing.
We were scheming.
You're
We're
scheming.
scheming.
Mm-hmm.
That is a
I essentially like have a scene where Grackle comes in and says, "So, Brain, what am I gonna do tonight?"
Try and take over the world.
Narf.
That tracks.
Oh no, we broke wings.
I'm okay. I'm here. I'm good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can knock, come on in and Salome's room after closing, I guess.
Sure. Grackle comes in and basically reports on all the things that she accomplished today. And after she finishes, essentially, like, there's this moment of silence where she's like waiting for her next assignment. That's basically how this interaction goes.
I think you'll like this one. I think it's time to go after Malara.
Sashes.
Mm-hmm.
Think your eyes are getting too big for your stomach?
No. I don't think it'd be an explosion. I think it'd be more, death by 1,000 cuts.
I'm listening.
We're going to have to deal with this hive business. We can only hold off an organization that large for so long. So, as we were discussing, potentially getting the Sashes on our side, at least for a time, could be prudent. But when we inevitably do not need them anymore. I wouldn't mind opening a second establishment in Crowsfoot. To do that, we would need to take them down from the inside. And that's where you come in. Break her.
Is that an order?
Does it need to be? Seems like it would suit us both.
I think that a rare smile crawls across Grackle's lips. Well, shoot, you were right. I am gonna like this.
Hopefully this will help with your antsiness.
What's our first step?
As always, information. We need to know everything about her. I want to know where she's been. I want to know what she's eaten. I want to know who she's fucked. Not necessarily in that order.
All right. I guess I could put an ear to the ground. If I pick up one of her lackeys, is he taking tea with you or with me?
Honestly, I think you might be more intimidating in that situation.
I don't want to get your carpet dirty. I might as well do that on the street.
As you like.
Anything else, Miss Salome?
We will get him. I promise you that.
We'll see.
I'll take it.
Ape swish, walk away. Duster.
It sounds like y'all have some plans.
Yes. Yes,
So,
we do.
what is it that you want to do?
I'm gonna hit
Is
the
this a
streets.
job or is this just gathering
Oh, shit.
information?
At this point, it's probably just gathering information. Like if I'm gonna start rolling dice, it's on like trying to track down a member of the Red Sashes and getting some information out of him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can do that. And do a gather information roll. Let's see. So what are you thinking? Which action?
Hunt.
Hunt. Yeah, that I think that fits. All right. Where you go? Are you going into Crowsfoot to do this?
It's a good question. I feel like going on to their territory is pretty bold.
That is very bold.
I think it would be more prudent to try and track down a Red Sash, like, you know, off his
On the town.
Yeah.
Like
So,
a red sash
in-
in Silkshore, or
Yes.
yeah.
In our territory.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that. You know what I just had a like something just occurred to me. Each of the districts has its own effect um that can influence your roles. And I
Ooh.
realized when we were doing okay, for those of you that indulged your vice in Silkshore this time, which I don't, did anybody actually do that? Like Fume technically did, but it wasn't really related to Silkshore. Grackle. Okay, just so y'all know, should you overindulge your vice while in Silkshore, you will get a taste for it. You take +1 die to your roll next time you indulge your vice here. So if y'all ever overindulge in Silkshore, there's like additional effects here. But I was double checking whether there was anything for. Okay, need to keep an eye on that, but nothing that will immediately affect things. So,
That's cool.
gathering
Yeah, that is interesting.
information. Yeah, you're gonna do a roll with Hunt, and then we'll arbitrate how this turns out. So I'm gonna set. Oh, go ahead.
I'm guessing that the red sashes wear red sashes. Is that the case?
Yeah, yeah.
Can I send my grackles out to look out for that particular article of clothing?
Yeah, your grackles can help you. What I'm going to say is like your grackles can always help you with a hunt roll. Anytime you're rolling
Hell yeah.
hunt, your grackles can add a die, or an expert, they add a die there.
Love it.
Yeah. It's just the other rolls they don't technically have expertise in, so I probably shouldn't give you dice unless we decide situationally it makes sense.
Okay.
The what was I looking for? Oh, so I'm gonna set this as risky. Um, and we'll do the effect level is we'll do a standard effect. Yeah, we'll just do a standard.
That's a 5, baby.
All right, so mixed success. All right. Do with a minor consequence. Okay, so you're sending your grackles out to hunt down a red sash in Silkshore. You send a couple different directions. One, the grackle you send to like, I'm just kind of imagining Grackle Jack like perched up, like sitting on a bench in like the middle of Silkshore, sending like a flock of birds, and just as they come back, the birds like caw in different ways to signal whether they found something. And one of your birds, it's like signaling that they saw something or might have found something for you. You is Salome's not involved in this? Is kind of base of operations staying back at the jewelry box?
Unless Grackle asked.
I mean, you could be looking for information on your end,
I'm happy to do that.
hunting down rumors and such.
I do get a plus die on gather information due to one of my moves.
Yeah, you can definitely do that
smart.
too.
I like that.
Go and roll yours too before we get too deep into this one. I'm going to do the same thing, risky standard for you. So you're kind of asking around, what is the action you're using?
It's my special ability is weaving the web, so I get a +1 die to consort when I gather information.
Okay.
I get a +1 die to an engagement roll for any operations as well.
How's about this? How's about I actually go out, grab a red sash, bring him back to talk to you? Because it occurs to me we're trying to make nice with the red sashes right now. And if we rough up one of their members and like a very prominent figure such as Grackle is the one to do it, they're going to be able to like pin it on us pretty easy.
Y'all do also have a +1 standing with the red sashes right now too, just so you know. So they're helpful towards you currently.
Yeah.
So
how's about I go find us a red sash, I bring them back, and you
And we have a chat about maybe
butter
setting
'em
up a
up.
meeting with Malira. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you also roll the gather information to
Okay.
Salome with your additional die? We'll take the higher of whichever the two. Well, essentially, we're calling this a group, a teamwork action between the two of you.
That's a 6.
6.
6
Okay.
and a 2.
Okay.
And it's on that same blue die here.
So Grackle, you sent your birds out to find when a red sash might be making their way into Silk Shore, so you can maybe have a little conversation. You your grackles alert you, and you wander across the canals in the direction the bird leads you, till you find there's a woman wearing a red sash, obviously, over her black garb underneath. She is currently, it looks like, speaking with a courtesan in one of the other establishments in Silk Shore. Looks like kind of like saying farewell, and she turns to walk down the canals, kind of heading in your same direction. And as you're kind of walking towards her on the same gate.
Is not the approach that Grackle usually takes, but let's see what we can do. Excuse me there, miss.
I'm sorry, I'm done for the day, though you are quite lovely.
Well, that's mighty
I'm all
flattering,
spent.
but afraid that's not exactly what I'm approaching you about. I'm sure you understand, recognize, from the look of your apparel, I assume. She is taking a few runs at this. I work down at the jewelry box. Not work it, but I am there. Miss Salome would appreciate a moment of your time.
You're with the obedient servants.
Yep.
Hearing some whispers about your crew. Small operation you have, but made a bit of an impact last week against the Scovelanders.
As small as our operation may be, it's not that much smaller than yours.
Well, don't let my boss hear you say that, but sure. If you have business, I'd be happy to pass it on to Merla.
That might... That would be appreciated, but I'm going to strongly suggest that you do darken Salome's door.
Right. Sure, why not? I've never been to the jewelry box, but it's quaint.
I'm sure we can make it worth your while.
Well, please, lead on. What was your name?
Grackle.
Grackle. After you, Grackle.
She starts to walk and then just pauses for a moment. It's all like, nope, play it up. And she's going to turn around and offer her arm.
How very cordial of you. And she takes your arm. You can see as she does, her cloak kind of moves a bit. You can see a scimitar at her side. Eruvian sword fighting is the thing is like the it started off as part of the school there, and you know that most of the red sashes are trained in this art. They're very accomplished swordsmen, swordspersons. So
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, you can see she's well armed, but she walks with you, and you lead back to the jewelry box. Where's Salome in the jewelry box right now? I imagine it's like middle of the day, so there's probably not very much in the way of clientele.
Oh, you'd be surprised. There's a kink for everybody. Doing stuff during the day, at noon, afternoon delight. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, but not
I wrote a whole
peak
song about
operating
it.
hours. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, where's Salome, or where are you all having this meeting?
I figure we were planning this out. She's probably just waiting for Grackle to come back with our mark here. So I think she's gonna set up just the room, the nicest room with the hookah, and get a little bit of this zhuzhed up stash of the, what is it called again?
Dream smoke.
Dream smoke. And yeah, do some buttering up. Offer some smoke.
Yeah, so Grackle returns with this red sash. She walks in, kind of removing her hood. It's like long dark hair, it's braided. Kind of looking around the establishment, walking lithely across the floor, following Grackle, leading back to the lounge that you have now set up privately for this conversation.
Literally just like laid out on a chaise, like a snack, smoking some dream smoke.
Oh, you're smoking dream smoke right now?
Pretending to smoke dream smoke.
Okay.
Filling the room with it.
You can just have hookah right now if you don't want to be like.
I'll do. Yeah,
buzzed.
that's fine. That's fine.
I
do want to
out,
offer it though.
Yeah.
My thought is this: we're gonna offer her the zhuzhed up stuff, and she's hopefully going to enjoy it, and then we're gonna let her know that we made it in house. Sort of the offer that
y'all didn't actually haven't made it yet.
Fume did.
Remember I have alchemical as a thing, so I have a +1 rating to anything I craft.
That was something that
So Fume, so Fume did end up making it, which is why we were laughing that we ended up getting this huge stash, because apparently Fume can make it.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay, I do remember talking about that. So
We've
what
got
did the
double
tier?
the drugs.
The tier ended up being 1 for it then, or okay. Yeah, so she so with a tier 1, that's comparable to dream smoke. But that's like you're essentially you've made a replacement substitute, like you've made something that is on par with regular dream smoke, but you've done it on your own. So she sits across from you and looks you over and says, so you're Salome?
Indeed I am. And you are?
Call me Zephyr.
Zephyr. Pleasure. Welcome. Smoke?
No, thank you. Prefer to keep my wits about me, if you don't mind. This being our first meeting, and it seems I'll have something to pass along to our boss.
Yes. However, what I was hoping you would pass along would be this.
Dream smoke.
Indeed.
I heard you stole quite a large supply from Ulf Ironborn.
Don't trouble yourself with rumors. No, this is of our own design.
I'm gonna have you make a roll. I think this calls for a roll.
Sway?
Sure.
Who?
We'll go with Risky standard.
That's a 5.
Okay. So mixed success. She she is going to, and don't forget again, y'all can roll to resist any reduced consequences if you're ever like, no, I want to fully succeed on this. If y'all
Okay.
want to do a resist. But yeah, she'll lean in, and she doesn't fully like.
I did not inhale. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, like she like tastes it. I think actually she probably says, do you have any herbs that aren't currently being burned for me to look at?
Takes out, I imagine, just like a little, almost like a little thing for snuff. But
Yeah.
like pulls
Like
one of
and
those out.
Grackle is like full butler mode right now. Like she offered to take her coat, she offered her a drink. Like I say that she asks for like, you know, the unprocessed materials, and like Grackle just materializes next to Salome with the snuff box.
Could
You
I
were gonna
say
say
instead of a snuff box, it is a parchment envelope that has a wax seal on the back, and you crack it and the powder's inside the bottom of the envelope?
yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the. We'll hold on to that because I figure we're gonna probably have to send some of this with them, so that'll be her doggy bag. We'll give that to her to take back home.
She takes it and looks at like inspects it, looks it over. I think she like tastes a little bit of it. She, I'm going to just do a fortune roll here. Give you extra diamond. Mixed success. Okay. She says it's decent, I'd say. What's so special about it?
We were able to make that in a night.
All
And we
right.
don't pay the hive for the privilege of using it.
Hive. Right. I did hear they were looking to move in on our distribution network. So, what is it you're offering to the Red Sashes then? You're hoping to. You want to get into production for us to distribute this for you?
I say it helps everyone. If supply chains are becoming scanter, we can create quite decent product for you. Very, very short timeline. Stamp out the hive from the start.
She thinks on this. She says, well, as you might know, I'm not Mylera, but I can tell her what you've told me. What she will likely ask in response, though, is my understanding is that your group has made quite a name for themselves as thieves, and why the sudden interest getting into the drug trade?
Come now, darling. Everyone needs to diversify their portfolio. But call it a means to an end. The means is the drug trade. The end, stamping out a hornet's nest.
I'll make your proposal. my lair. How much can you produce?
Name out a number, whatever. Something decent.
The question is, are you lying or not? Because I don't think you can produce that much.
No. We'll say this then.
And quantity wise, you have Fume that's working on it with very limited resources. I think Fume said that before, is like,
Yeah.
he needs
I mean, if the lie were to go through, we could just sell them back the dream smoke, claiming it's the new stuff.
My brain no work today, so I'm just going to say this out of hinting at a certain amount that we are able to make with a very small amount of resources. So the counterpoint being, if they also wanted to get into the trade and be their own both supply and running, they could seal up the whole market.
She says, well, we already have our own production and distribution, but if your group here is looking to be if you wish to join our network and can supply enough, I'm sure my Lyra might be tempted to bring you into the fold.
Takes the sealed envelope, hands it over. A meeting is all I ask.
I will deliver it then. And expect your response within a few days.
Grackle helps her find the door.
She stands and rightens herself. She says, it is a very cute establishment here that you've put together. I'm sure I'll drop by at some point. Goodbye. And she leaves.
Yeah, I'll come back now.
I'll have a tongue for cute later.
Sounds like we might not be selling the right skill
Line.
sets. Sashes seem to be under the assumption that the skills that are of worth that we possess do not lie in distribution.
Then that might be something we can work with.
And to be fair, that's not me being unfair as a GM. Y'all did choose shadows and not hawkers as your
No, 100%.
Y'all chose hawkers. I would have been like, yeah, totally. Y'all chose shadows. You have no reputation for distributing or procuring or selling drugs.
No, it's fair.
But again, if y'all want to change your playbook and just have this go full Breaking Bad,
No.
there's mechanics for that.
Grackle, we gotta cook dream smoke, Grackle.
Well, we might have to make as shadows, like shadows are supposed to be like spies and thieves, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, burglary, espionage, robbery, and sabotage.
It would behoove us to have a front for a false reputation that people believe us to be hawkers.
Or this is a dead end. That's totally fair too.
Well, it also got you in the door, so there may be other things to it. But that is the good thing is this got you there are positives here. It did get you in with them, and you've built up you have a positive reputation with the Red Sashes now.
And it did establish the fact that they also are not fans of the Hive.
Yes. Yeah. So, is there anything anybody wants to do before y'all meet with Mylera?
Cook some more meth, I guess.
If you want to spend resources to cook more dream smoke,
No.
Nah.
let's see how this goes first. Do y'all want to have a group meeting with Mylera?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Let's do that then, because it seems like that's the direction y'all are going. So let's say a couple days pass and you receive a messenger in the evening from one of the red sashes. I'll say the same one. Zephyr comes by, delivers a message to y'all that that Mylera is willing to meet with you at the bridge between Crowsfoot and Silkshore at probably around Silk. So like middle of the night. To discuss some business.
Alright. I'm gonna fucking how do I say this? I'm gonna brief Glass and Fume on the fact that we're about to go and meet a master swordsman. So, like, when talking to them, like, put your arm out. Like, that's how far you should be away from them, plus another arm. Stay out of the blood circle.
Just how badly do you think we're going to fuck this up?
I have very short arms.
Yeah, come to
Two
think
and
of
a
it,
half arms for you then.
imagine my arm,
Okay.
and then a little bit more after that.
You do know I've done this before, right?
I'd prefer to prevent a mess than have to clean it up.
You do not. I do not speak unless spoken to, so unless she directs any questions at me, I will be keeping my mouth firmly shut.
The reason I'm telling you this is because I'm not gonna be there.
Why?
That's for me to know, and you to shut your mouth about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Someone didn't have their coffee this morning.
You pissed in your Cheerios.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, do we actually have coffee in Duskball? Like,
It's gotta be
we're
like
living
a
off of
like a
eels and
big
mushrooms.
luxury, right? Like
Yeah,
that's a whole different kind of joke in Duskwall.
like cowboy coffee is a whole thing. So like obviously Grackle needs to have some sort of equivalent.
That sounds
I
like a
was
sex thing.
imagining like
Cowboy coffee.
cowboy coffee.
That's off the menu at the jewelry box. Just saying, you
I was
gotta ask for that
imagining-
specifically.
Like there's tea is a thing because tea is mentioned in the book in passing,
Mhm.
not actually in the food part.
Mushroom
But so
tea.
like I imagine like if they have tea trees, then the coffee equivalent is that they literally strip the bark off of the trees and then roast them the same way that you roast coffee beans.
They're just desperate for caffeine.
Ah,
I'd do it.
it tastes awful. It tastes like trees, but
Yeah.
it's cowboy coffee. So
So then it tastes so bad that the joke is when you're in a bad mood. Well, I guess someone had coffee this morning. We out of tea. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, most everything that y'all have is some sort of derivative of mushrooms. I'll say we can do, there's probably some sort, yeah, something along those lines, cowboy coffee ish. So yeah,
Some
it's,
sort of mushroom stimulant that's
yeah,
dragged down.
yeah.
made out of
Um,
dried mushrooms
Anyway,
mixed with eel liver.
Grackle, thank you for the advice.
I'm going
Just
to
stay
run my
out of-
mouth out just to worry you.
Just stay out of trouble. I don't want to be stitching people's guts back into their bodies.
Are you saying you're going to rearrange someone's guts?
Yours if you don't
That's-
shut up.
That's not my job.
We might need to talk more above table about what we're actually offering.
Yeah. But in the meantime, Grackle will be on a rooftop with a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
Fair.
I'll say this, like, I mean, yeah. If y'all want to talk like a little bit of like your intentions for this meeting, but y'all have been invited here on behalf, like, for the Red Sash, so it seems like maybe they want something from you at this point. So
Sounds like it.
Okay.
it's not, you don't necessarily have to. I wouldn't say we have to do a bunch of time to talk about, but if there's something else you want out of this meeting other than whatever they're calling on you about.
I'm personally assuming that they're going to try and get us to do a job for them.
That was
I
my
think that
take, yeah.
if there's anything that we need to discuss, it's what we're asking for in return.
Yeah, that's not a bad assumption.
So what do we want from them?
More money.
That seems pretty easy.
If we get on the payroll, it's one thing. Protection is another, depending on where their turf is.
I don't think we could protect that amount of turf, honestly.
No.
Protection from them.
Mechanically, it'd be nice to have a vice den.
Mm-hmm.
Could offer to store their drugs.
We could offer to sell their drugs.
Exclusivity at the jewelry box.
Mm. Smoke that only the Red Sashes themselves will vouch for. Right here. There's money to be had in that.
Red Sash approved. It sounds like they're corporatizing, honestly.
Ooh, we could get a stamp. We get a little health inspector thing to hang it in the window.
The drug inspections, that will go over very well with the blue coats.
Mm.
Madame, any thoughts?
Willing to hear what they have to offer.
I'm perfectly willing to run a fetch job or something if that's what they want. They know
Meeting's
that's what we're
not-
good at.
Maybe they wish for us to spy on one of their rivals.
Also valid.
This meeting isn't black tie, is it?
No, I'm going to be wearing very little clothing.
Okay. The casual set, then.
So it's Glass, Fume, and Salome going from the meeting. Grackle maybe on Overwatch
Yeah.
at the other end of the bridge. Okay.
I dress sexy.
Okay.
Casual sexy. Like, none of this. I just threw this on, but it's out.
Lovely. Anything else before we go to the meeting?
I unbuttoned my shirt. I did my part.
I'm gonna confirm that Grackle and Salome have a system, ways for Salome to communicate with Grackle, who's up on the roof, which
It's
is
not a
to
bird.
say, it's not a bird. it's like specific,
Hello?
like it's specific like actions that Salome does, like lighting a cigarette or something. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Hand motions and
Fan
like,
language.
yeah, if Salome does this, then it means that.
If I close my fan toward them, it means shoot them.
Close the fan. Do it.
I like that.
Grackle's
That's
just up
probably,
on the roof. Like, God, I wish she'd close the damn fan.
like that.
bored.
Salome has accidentally ordered the death of a few people at this point. Just,
Clasping the fan happily
It
after hearing a joke. The person
Lovely.
next to her just dies.
Boss.
Oh dear.
I've got the chemicals and the tub. Shove them in there.
Grackle is a gun with no safety.
All right. So at the hour arrives in the middle of the night. Grackle, you set up a nice spot overwatch at the end of the bridge. Your visual here is pretty limited, like fog rolling in over the water. Like it's not ideal. That's probably why they wanted the meeting here, so very few people could see. So you may have some disadvantages here, but you pick the best spot, knowing the terrain and knowing the region as you do. Maybe sending a couple of grackles to like circle overhead so you have like distance, direction, wind. I imagine you use the grackles as sort of your spotter for sniping. While heading across the stone bridge, heels clicking, probably from at least one of you, if not Glass as well. I don't know if Glass is the type of like high heel boots.
Yeah, I got the thigh-high boots on.
Yeah. You head across in the middle of the night, the empty bridge, devoid of carriages or foot traffic. You reach the center of the bridge, which is dimly illuminated by some Sparkrite lanterns that are casting this eerie kind of blue-green glow through the fog, and curling through or pushing through the curling fog ahead of you. You see 3 figures moving to join you, adorned in red sashes. The one in the middle approaches and drops her hood. You see a tall Eruvian woman with amber skin, black hair that is long and braided like the other one you saw before. This one she has sort of like beads woven in through her hair, and you also make out at her side 2 scimitars, 2 swords resting on her hips, and she gives a warm smile as you see my Lara Clev, and says, "Well, I appreciate you coming to meet me. Which one of you would be Salome?"
She just steps forward.
"It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, my lady."
Pleasure's all mine.
"And my Lara Clev."
Your
sure you've
reputation
heard of me.
precedes you.
Good. Then we can skip the formalities then. Zephyr here. She turns. You can see the one like through the hood. You recognize Zephyr. Says, has informed me that you were seeking an alliance of sorts, maybe some help in establishing your drug sale of Dreamsmoke. Am I correct?
Formalities aside.
Of course.
We're going to crush the hive.
Big ambitions for a small operation like yours. So that is your true goal here. You're not interested in selling Dreamsmoke.
We're interested in making friends where we can.
Friends are very important to have in the city. Enemies as well, but friends even more so. I like having both, knowing if somebody is an enemy or a friend. It makes things easier. No gray in between. I like to know whether when I am walking up to meet somebody, I am to embrace them or slit their throats. I would hope that we could be friends. But
And I think we all on the same page.
you are an unknown quantity. you've been here for some time. I've heard some news of the jewelry box and the company you've kept there. Some of your former employees I have worked with in the past. What was her name? It escapes me in this moment, but she spoke very highly of you.
How kind of her.
Regardless, I will say that you helped me, I helped you. Friends help each other. But I am in a better position here to bargain, you might say. More resources, more people. So, I would like you to prove yourselves to me before I stick my neck out for you.
Of course.
I'm glad you understand. Well, you have luckily identified a important point of business for me. The hive is annoying. Buzzing bees. They create a lot of trouble for me and my sisters. And I would like to see the buzzing stop.
So far, we are in agreement.
If you pass a challenge for me, prove yourselves in a smaller endeavor related to the hive, and are successful in doing so, I will partner with you and provide you with the resources that we need to get rid of them for good. Or at least make them wish that they never stepped into Duskfall in the first place.
Fair enough.
Excellent. Zephyr turns and you see Zephyr steps forward and brings out like a scroll, roll of parchment, and hands it to my lair, takes it, and Zephyr steps back. Very regiment. You can see like a lot of respect, like a commanding officer here. There's no hesitation, knew exactly what she needed to do in that moment. So my lair takes the scroll and says, I have here a map. 3 of these businesses belong to the hive. I would like you to clean them out, as you might say, and do so in a way that they will not open the doors again. Whatever means are amenable to you. Set the buildings on fire, murder the owners, and strew their blood along the place. Make a spectacle of it. Make it showy. Make them know that we mean business.
And by we, you mean the sashes.
Sashes, whoever. Make them know they are not wanted here.
So you do want to claim the kills, or?
I want them to not feel comfortable walking down the street wondering when the dagger might land in their backs. Whether they think that's coming from a red sash or a obedient servant, I do not care.
All
But
right.
you must hit all 3 in one night.
I see.
That is the challenge. Hitting one shot, easy. Hitting 3 without getting nailed by the blue coats or the hive themselves. That will prove that you are worth my time.
We would like nothing more.
Perfect. Well, once the job is done, we will meet and discuss future endeavors. You're free to keep anything that you steal. The money does not concern me. The business. That's where the real money is at.
You have a timeline besides all in one night?
Do not keep me waiting too long. I grow bored, and I may look for other options.
Then we best get to work.
I will leave you to your work then. Farewell. It was a pleasure to meet you. Zephyr mentioned that you were one that was very tall, intimidating, that works for you. It's a shame that she's not here. It sounds exactly my type.
Who said she's not here?
Maybe next time we'll get to meet face to face. Au revoir.
I need to have Fume invent a laser sight so that those sort of conversations could have a red dot over her chest.
Yeah. As she is going back down the bridge into the fog and out of range, Grackle is just white knuckling her rifle, like almost shaking, not pulling the trigger. You can hear the her gloves, which are leather, just creaking as they grip the gun.
Yeah, the fan didn't even come out.
I like her.
She's very intriguing.
She reminds me of you, Salome. When you're having a bad day.
Or slightly good day.
Don't get too attached.
No, I rather thought at some point you'd be replacing her.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I could start planning now, honestly.
What is it you tell us? Live your life a quarter mile at a time?
Family.
Family stronger.
Gotta get it in there somewhere.
Now I'm imagining Salome is played by Vin Diesel.
Yes.
Wearing this like elegant, like Victorian red dress.
Just super buff.
Just
Glasses,
pecs
shaded.
gleaming.
Oh, would it be Glass or Grackle? That's Jason Statham.
Grackle is Jason Statham.
So, you have a job
Yay.
that
In this
you will-
economy?
I think because there's not really much else to go, I think that's where we're going to end our session for tonight. So that we can get to the job next time, so we don't start planning and doing all of our engagement rule stuff before we get. So we,
What,
just
we
kinda
can't
do
do
it
a
all at once.
5-minute heist? Hit 3
no.
places?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
let's
write
do
a one-pager that's like 5-minute heists.
5-minute heists.
You have 3 seconds to hit these buildings.
Just reminds me of a 5-minute dungeon.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a role-playing game, 60-second bomb defusal, and you just have to the role-playing. It takes place in 60 seconds. You have to defuse the bomb.
Don't you mean
That
keep
already
talking?
That's keep
exists.
talking
It's
and nobody
called
explodes.
Space.
It's gonna be a role-playing game, though, without no computers or anything, just dice. You got to defuse the bomb in 60 seconds.
Oh, God. With dice?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
It's not
Hear
long
me
enough.
A TTRPG called 13 at a table.
Ghosts?
You play with 13 people, and the first one to stand up, their character dies.
It's like hands on a hard body.
Their character, not them. Their character.
Yeah,
No,
yes.
no. You know that's not what he meant.
No, this is actually the plot of Saw 17. If you stand
Yeah.
up from the table, you die.
All right. Let's do that. So we got some good
game.
good
You want to
role
play
play
Duck
in
Duck
today.
Goose?
there's so many little juicy bits that are coming in already that I'm so excited about. Let's go into our end of session. Did we conclude? No.
Is everyone present?
No.
Howdy.
Wrong game.
All right. I don't think we had any desperate actions this time.
Nope.
No.
Did anyone get their playbook specific XP trigger?
Addressed a challenge with calculation or conspiracy. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure I'm going to get that every single time. That's
I can't-
all she does.
Salome, I don't know if it's the way you're playing her. Like, I'm worried that Salome is mad at me, Val, the GM, at some points with the things that I'm doing, with the way like she responded to the way like that scene went. I was like, Salome is gonna look me in the eye and be like, "You're next, God."
No, she has a lot of like very pushed down rage that I
Yeah.
think we'll explore at some point.
I think we
Like
all
the second
do.
that something doesn't go like the way that Salome has planned for it to, it's like I'm sitting here like,
she
oh no.
she goes back to her room and she like throws the red string board across it and starts
Yeah.
screaming. Yeah,
Salome as Lady Lady D Dimitrescu. That scene where like Ethan's spying on her taking the phone call.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, she's scary.
100%.
I did mine.
Oh, what was yours?
Mine is address a challenge in knowledge or arcane power.
You did some ghost stuff.
Yeah.
I did not hit mine. At least I don't think. Yeah, address a challenge with technical skill and mayhem.
I addressed mine with tracking or violence.
I
I leveled up my resolve.
was debating. Well, okay, so hear me out for Fume. I mean,
How do you
that
have that many
scene,
XP?
the whole thing.
I put
with
them all
Will,
into resolve. It's
Yeah.
shorter than my XP for my other thing.
You're addressing the situation with Will with technical knowledge, like
Yeah.
technical
Okay.
skill. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'll give you that.
I think that you hear mayhem and then like everything else just filters out into
Yeah,
tinnitus.
the mayhem is an
Like-
or.
No, and it's an and.
It should be an or.
I think it's supposed to be an or. I don't think it's technical skill. I don't think it
Mine's-
has to be both technical skill and mayhem.
Yeah, that
No,
seems.
it's an or. Mine's an or.
Fine,
Yeah,
I'll
mine's
change
an
it.
or. I think they're supposed to be or.
Yeah. Because otherwise that's very specific. Every time it's Fume building and then using a bomb every session to address challenges.
I make a pipe bomb every single
Yeah.
session.
Fume brings the technical skill, RJ brings the mayhem. That's the way it works. It's a team effort. Okay,
No, I'm not
and
gonna
then
say what I was gonna say.
you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I express my heritage and background.
Okay.
Now Fume in this rando, no. Or Glass in this rando, no. Fume is from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Knowledge and information is the key to everything.
Yeah, I think my
Authorities
drives
are
are pretty
not
clear
given.
here.
We take care of our own. Yep.
And then last, you struggled with issues from your vice or trauma.
I wouldn't say I struggled with any of them.
Yeah, I think everyone's vices went. Nobody has any traumas, and I don't think your vice tempted you to do. It's if your vice tempted you to some bad action. I don't think anybody's did that.
Just wait.
Just wait. Yeah.
Just you wait.
Yeah, and that's something too. Like, your vice isn't only for downtime. Think about your vice like during play too, because that's really when it's not really the like indulging your vice that's gonna give you the XP. It's like during play, realizing, like, leaning into your vice to do something stupid. So
We'll all do it at some point. Don't worry.
Like shooting the person we're talking to on the bridge.
yeah. And then crew advancement, crew specific XP trigger. Did y'all do any? I don't remember what your crew XP trigger is.
Everybody steals.
But will the XP trigger The first one is execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet. Planning
Not
to.
yet.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
That you definitely did.
Yeah,
The Hive and the Red Sashes are.
I'm
are
giving us 2 for that.
So y'all know the Red Sashes are tier 3.
Hive is tier 4.
And Hive is tier 4.
Yeah,
So,
I'm giving us 2 for that. For sure.
bolster your crew's reputation. Oh, sorry. You read. You do it.
No, it's fine. You can
No,
just
you do it.
decide to do it halfway
No.
through.
No, it's fine. Go.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one.
Y'all did act pretty professional.
I think we were extremely professional.
Hell yeah.
You didn't shoot anybody, yell at anybody. You were
Did we
very.
level up here?
Fume and Glass kept their mouths shut. And that's enough to level us up, baby.
And then
Oh
the last
my
one is
God.
express your drives, goals, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
So you did decide you wanted to read them.
Oh, well, you were saying lips. I'm getting it. I'm just such in the habit of being the person that reads them.
Yo, you can do it.
Yeah.
You just
did
asked
that
me.
happen? Did that happen?
I mean, I think we talked a lot about our goals today.
Yeah, I think so. I'll give you that one.
You know, aside from the other stuff.
I'll give you 2 for
I
that
mean-
one.
All right.
I mean, as a crew, as opposed to as an individual.
Yes, yeah.
So I think that's 4 crew XP that you got.
Yeah, that levels us up, and then it puts us 2 into the next one.
Nice.
Rad.
We get to pick something.
What do we get when we level?
That's a good question.
So you get a crew advancement. So when you fill your crew advancement tracker, clear the marks and take a new special ability or mark 2 crew upgrade boxes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So we've got a whole list of those. I'm not gonna read them all because there's a bunch. They are on the sheet though. They are split out into.
I think since
There's
we're going
2
into...
sections of upgrades and then 1 of special abilities.
I was gonna say, I think that because we do a lot of heists together, synchronize would be very good. It's when you perform a group action, you may count multiple 6s from different rolls as critical successes.
Oh.
That could be really good.
So I roll a 6 and you roll a 6. That's a crit.
Oh, so if you do teamwork. So
Team
you can
crits.
For
teamwork-
team rolls.
crits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
team
That's
crits.
pretty cool.
That's really good.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so we can do that, or we can start upgrading. Most of the crew upgrades are either like getting some more cohort or expanding either the lair or like the quality of like tools and weapons that we have access to.
I am looking at the loyal fence and covert drop because that's just going to build our coin a lot faster as well.
I will say y'all are about to get some stash too. Just
Ooh.
FYI.
So it's honestly, do we want to bolster our end of like heists rewards, or do we want to be really good during the heist? If we do a group action.
There's also a
haven't had
crew
any-
upgrade that lets us get like more XP for training during downtime.
That too.
Ooh.
Which is, yeah.
Sounds useful. Well, we haven't had trouble during a heist yet. Granted, we've only had one heist.
You only have one.
True.
One heist. Well, the tutorial was easy.
It it did go really well.
The tour is easy. We're fine.
Udix Gundyr? Who's that?
Yeah, we didn't have trouble during the heist, so I would be one to start advocating for like bigger rewards.
I'll as a GM chime in too and say once you all get to the point that your crew that you want to go up tiers too, that takes a lot of coin to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about ahead of time, so that when you get enough reputation
You know what?
to move
I
up
think-
a tier.
I'm gonna put my vote into getting more coin because a lot of things that I can do with tinkering, if I spend coin, upgrades the quality of the things I'm
Yeah.
tinkering.
Which
I think that's the one thing we're really hurting for is more coin.
which one
Yeah.
is that again? Where are we at?
In the at the top of the main, in the
Crew upgrades.
crew upgrades, maybe covert drops, +2 coin for espionage or sabotage jobs.
We're about to do a sabotage job, so
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even see that on the sheet.
Oh, it's not
Um,
the sheet. It's in the grid.
Yeah, it's on the main tab in the surrounding the layer.
It's
I
the
see.
top.
It's
Yeah,
in
right
It's an
above
that
upgrade
there.
part.
to the layer. I follow-up question.
Layer upgrade, not
is
crew
that
upgrade.
some
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm there.
so are we not
Oh,
allowed
wait.
to? Are we allowed to
So-
pick layer upgrades here, or just
Yeah,
crew
so no,
upgrades?
the layer
Those don't
upgrades,
come from
sorry,
XP.
those don't come from XP. That comes from
Oh.
role-playing decisions. Those
Oh,
are
yeah.
that's like you do a job to get that. That's something you go off to like act. That's like your crew
Yeah, we
goes
have
like
to
we're
pick
gonna
off
expand
of
our layer.
crew upgrades and special
Yeah,
abilities.
go to the abilities
Got
page.
it.
You're looking up for
Sorry.
crew upgrades.
We were
No, that's
confused.
totally fine.
Yeah.
It's confusing, but yeah, the turf, your crew's turf is something that you have to like actively work towards in the game. That's what I
Yeah,
was
we
talking
can't
about
spend XP
earlier.
on
Like
those.
you need to decide we're going to do a job to expand our turf.
Got it.
So
So we
Are-
can get one thing out of either special abilities or shadow upgrades, or we can get 2 out of crew upgrades. Those are the I think they're orange. The orange ones.
yes, yeah.
second tab.
And the thing that I'll
Under
mention
abilities.
too about like the tier when you're upgrading like your turf and you're gaining new like areas there, those things too can like you can lose those at a certain point too. Like those can be threatened by other groups like trying to take your territory from you. So that's more of like a narrative sort of thing. But there's a lot of them that will give you more coin. So that's something to consider in the future.
Maybe
Patron. When you advance your tier, it costs half the coin it normally would. That's a special ability.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good
We just have to talk about whether it's worth taking it now or if we should wait until.
We get it
Yeah.
later until we actually need it.
Yeah, until we're
Yeah,
gonna get to that
'cause-
point.
Yeah, the cost to go up in tier
It's
grows
expensive
exponentially.
exponentially.
So
What about steady? Each PC gets +1 stress box.
we have to put 3 into that.
Three before it's available.
Yeah.
It costs
Okay.
3 upgrades to unlock, yes. So we'd have to save up upgrades for steady.
Got it. All right, and we're allowed to take 1 of crew and 1
2 of crew.
It's either 2 crew upgrades or 1 ability.
Yeah.
I was gonna say why don't we do crew upgrades and do the trainings so we can get our skills up faster.
it's not
Yeah,
a
so
bad
that's
idea.
like because there's one for prowess, there's one for insight, there's one for resolve, and then there's one for personal training.
What's the difference?
Personal
Between
training, I
personal
think,
and the
is
other ones.
playbook XP.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so personal goes to your playbook XP, the other 3 go to the ability that they're named after, which means essentially if you
then-
do training in that thing, you get 2 instead of 1.
What would be best for all of us? Prowess, since we all kind of have to
Duck around.
duck
It-
around.
around.
Like
Let me double check my.
we can train up finesse and prowl and
Yeah, that would actually be helpful for me. I could up my skirmish and stuff.
Yeah.
I-
Wreck is in Prows as well, so
Yeah, prowess is
we all-
finesse, prowl, skirmish, and wreck.
We all have something I think would be useful there.
Yeah.
So we could
the
take that, and
prowess
we
then?
could take the prowess one, and then we could take another upgrade.
Yeah.
I
And
was
also,
gonna
too, like-
I was
Right.
gonna suggest the vault.
Mm.
Starting to add a vault to our lair because that lets us store more coin.
Yeah.
More crew
So-
coin.
Not a bad idea either.
Because
and
right
don't worry
now
about
our
being-
lair can only
Hold 8.
go to the thing, please. It can hold 4, and we have 3.
Oh, yeah.
So the first vault upgrades it to 4 more, and then the second
second
vault
16.
adds that big
Yeah.
line of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The second
6,
one
7,
adds 16 in a jail cell. If we want to capture anyone.
Well, it doesn't add 16; it makes it go up to 16.
So it goes up to 16 and we get a
Yeah.
jail cell in it.
Yeah.
And we have 3 coin in there right now, so we only got room for 1 more
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the crew if we want to be putting more into the crew.
Yeah, I'm down for vault and prow training.
And
Sure.
it's not, and I wouldn't worry about being too precious with this one. Your crew's going to be leveling up probably a lot faster than than you will individually, just because of the nature of how it works. And there's
Yeah,
so
that's why I
many
was thinking
upgrades.
those are the ones that are going to be like most actively helpful, like right this second.
Yeah.
And then
One in layer,
extra stuff.
one in the vault layer, and then one in
Prow training.
in
The
prowess
prowess.
training.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Cool. So go to mark those, and then everyone. The
oh
last thing.
my gosh.
What?
When you click an upgrade on this sheet, it ferries it all the way to the top
the way
of the
to the top.
list.
Yeah. So you don't
That's
have
so
to.
nice.
Yeah, that's good. You also all get stash equal to your tier +2. So you all get 2 stash. Now that's so 2 coin that go directly into your stash. Does everybody understand what I mean by that?
I do.
Right now, or when we
Right
Yeah.
now.
When
Because
your crew levels up.
When
you
your
get
crew
stash.
advances, you get stash.
Oh, okay.
Individually, each of us, or in the
Yep.
crew?
Every time your crew advances, each PC gets stash equal to the crew tier +2 to represent profits generated by the crew as they've been operating. So
Oh,
this is
okay.
You have
This
to
is
do
your-
this in a very particular way on the character sheet. It won't let you check stash because it wants to account for you having to spend more coin to take it out. So you have to use the plus to put it in your coin, and then the little button that says move to stash to move it to your stash.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sorry, I sat here messing with it for a minute so I could just be like, here's how this works. It's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, this is kind of every time your crew advances, you get that like passive income from it.
Nice.
So
We're officially poor souls.
Yay!
Oh yeah.
For unfortunate souls.
yeah. And again, like we've talked about before, stash every tier on your stash represents like your quality of life. So we'll kind of play that in as we go in the role play too. Once y'all start getting that like first tier and like start like I'm looking forward to improving like narrating the improvements of your quality of life as like your tier goes up. You've got more stash. You've got
So eventually we won't be a brothel anymore. We'll be a bordello.
yeah. Or y'all will be a chain of bordellos. Y'all will have it'll be again, we're just going into the Breaking Bad
Don't
stuff.
trust this place. It's all owned by Salome. They might have different names up top, but it's
Yeah.
all the jewelry box.
It's like the ghost kitchens.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
wings. No, that's. Do you guys know about this? That's
Yeah,
Chili's.
yeah.
That's
Chili's.
Chili's.
It's Chili's.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. More mechanics. We're getting used to it. I think that's gonna be it though. Let's do our stars and wishes for tonight. And just go in our normal order.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
All right.
My star is gonna go to Salome because that whole conversation with Myler and the Sashes was just fascinating to watch. Just fascinating. I like seeing her a little not completely in control of the situation, how she reacts to it. I think it's really fun. I can't wait for her to get actually mad at somebody and just
You really don't want to see that.
I do. I really do.
I'm it's gonna be really bad and really messy, which
I'm
is why
excited.
she tamps it in.
I was really trying to play my Lara on kind of a power trip there to see if I could get Salome
She was
to
totally up on her high horse.
yeah.
I love it. It's
Why
good.
wouldn't I be? I'm in
Love it.
charge.
Yeah, we'll see. My wish is I want to have when we get into more like downtime and like free play, I want to have like some more fun interactions with the patrons of the jewelry box. I love NPCs. I love NPCs. And that's fun. And doing that, like that scene with Will in our first session and everything was really fun for me. I want to be able to do more of that.
Yeah. Yeah, we can
I
definitely
want to
do
know
that.
the people that we work with, that we work for, that come to
Patronize
get
our
our
establishment.
services, because they tell us a lot about their lives a lot of the time.
Yeah. And I
Or
want to
their
do more
weird
of that.
kinks, and I want to be able to gossip about them.
I especially want to do that more as you start to get like cohorts and stuff too, because I imagine a lot of your cohorts are going to be like people working at the brothel and stuff. Like, so that would
Yes,
be.
I want them. I want NPCs.
Yeah.
I want to get the NPCs in here.
I mean, I started this off with a long list of NPCs.
Yes,
so,
I want to meet all of them.
I mean, you've met most of them at this point.
I want to figure out what gifts I can give them to get their affinity for me up higher.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
I've been playing a
thank
lot
you.
of Potionomics where half of my team just wants me to give them slime. They love that shit.
Yeah. Everybody likes slime.
They're adventurers. They love that shit.
Thank you, man.
I want to meet at least one NPC that loves slime.
Okay, I'll add that to your wish.
Maybe they're made of slime. Maybe they're a slime.
Maybe they are a slime.
Maybe it's a ghost, but it's just like 90% ectoplasm.
I love it.
I'll just get Wally on the guest. And
Yes.
yeah.
As a literal slime.
Slime. All right, Sid.
I think my star has to go to Wings for just everything. Everything Venge Quest just makes me really happy. I can't wait to dig into that more. And what we've seen so far is awesome.
Full disclosure, I forgot that my Lyra was on the list until halfway through our conversation. And I was all like, why is she acting like I should be so happy about this? Oh, shit!
It's a long list. I mean, to be fair, it's a lot of people. So
It's fine. It's fine. Second episode.
love it. My wish. Yeah, I'm loving digging into all the factions. So yeah, I'm excited for all the twists and turns with all of those. So
Who
yeah.
have y'all met so far? It's the Ink Rakes. Well, you haven't met them, but you heard about Old Fireborn, the Red Sashes, the Hive.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. Okay. More factions.
I'm ready to get into it with the blue coats.
What's funny is that none of these factions are the ones that these are the ones I've thrown in there, except for the Red Sashes. Most of these are factions I've thrown into, like, so we didn't just jump right into the things that, like, the factions that I really want to get to. It's a build up to those as the big bads. So yeah. Lovely. Thank you, Sid. RJ.
It's me. Hello. Oh man. Stars and wishes. I'm gonna give a star to Glass and Savvy because that was a side of Glass that Fume has never seen, and it disturbs him greatly.
It should.
Who are you?
What are you talking about?
Oh, there you are. Then turns to Will and smiles again. Ah, you're gone again. My
All
wish.
I can think of is that Batman video.
The Batman. That's
Two-Face.
exactly where my head
It's
went.
turning on your
Yeah.
face like, oh, scary
Oh
face.
my-
What did you do with Harvey?
Two-Face. So good.
Harvey, watch out. Two Faces
Harvey.
here.
Harvey, we've got to save Scary Face. I love that video. Showing my internet age a little bit here, but
It's so good though.
God, those videos are so
Jingly
fun.
keys.
Fun for babies,
baby.
not for Batman.
Batman.
If you guys haven't watched those, ping me in the Discord, and I'm gonna open you up to a whole world of comedy.
Oh, college humor.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
old college humor.
What was another one? It was like, where are the drugs?
Yeah.
Where he's testing out the
Yes.
voice.
Testing out the voice. Yeah. Yeah.
Where are the drugs going? Oh no, wait. Wait, that one's good. Wait, I'm just a horse. No, that one's good.
Yeah, do that one.
You think? Yeah, I swear. Swear to me.
Swear to me.
And then
Yeah,
drops
swear to
him.
God. Swear to me.
My wish is to get more into character
Oh,
backstories.
God.
Yes.
Me
I want to
too.
know why Grackle and Salome are so horny for murder and anger.
Oh, Glass is too. You just haven't seen it.
Not yet. That's when Fume's gonna be like,
I can't wait until Fume sees Glass get mad at somebody.
oh, I feel like I don't know any of you anymore.
What's
Yeah.
fun is that Grackle doesn't bury the lead on the violence and anger. And like honestly, Glass and Salome are gonna be a lot scarier when they do start getting into that.
It's just Grackle has the quiet anger, the anger where like they never yell, they just like you can tell by the way they're looking at you. It's like, uh-oh. And I think that's one of the scariest kinds of anger.
What's Fume
Yeah.
gonna do when he's angry? Make a
I'm excited
We
for the
all
first
keep
time
it-
y'all end up over your heads and you've got to get out with need violence to get
Yeah.
out of something.
We all
Oh
keep
my
just
God, I'm gonna start killing
individually
so
coming
much.
to Fume for bombs. And Fume's like, who the fuck pissed all of you off? Like, what's happening?
Is this the same person? Because I have to warn you about using all that explosives on one person. Is it me? Did I do
My.
something wrong?
My star goes to RJ for hot box casket.
Yeah. That's the correct answer.
Hot casket.
Yeah.
Yum.
Hot casket.
Yum.
Wait. Well, I'm
Wait, no,
sorry.
that's-
too many properties. That's too many properties. We did the Red
All
Robin
together.
and Hot Pockets at the
I
same
was
wait,
trying to
wait.
figure out where the yum came from.
Red Robin.
Red Robin.
So it's
yum.
like, what's it? Hot casket, yum. And then what was it? With barbecue sauce from Chili's.
Barbecue sauce.
You
Gotta put Frank's Red Hot on it. You put that shit on everything.
Oh.
And then you end with
happening?
JG
I don't
Wentworth.
know.
877
Hot
cash now.
casket. Dash 9.
I brand overload right now. Wings, what's your wish?
My
Is
wish
it to end
for violence.
capitalism?
Oh,
Violence. Okay.
yeah, which I assume is coming. Like it.
Yeah,
like,
y'all just have
the-
to roll bad.
the
that's-
job is supposed to be loud, and
Yes.
I can sure get loud.
This
I'm
job is
so
The
excited.
third
I just
job is loud. I think the first two are going to be quiet so we can get to the third job to make
Y'all
it the
were told
loudest,
rob
but-
3
I have
places
some
and make it
ideas.
loud. You make all 3
Yeah.
loud. You make 1 loud. You hit them all. Y'all split up into 3 groups and hit them all at the same time and go.
But-
I don't know how
Yeah.
y'all are going to do
Here's the
this.
No,
thing: is that
the-
you
the
gave
big
us that
mistake.
job, and all 4 of us had at least one idea.
Yeah.
I could
Yep.
see it. Everybody just started. Oh, I've got something for this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Could also get into cohort stuff. Y'all could recruit some people to help you hit the places.
true.
I
Like,
can't
you know,
wait
That was-
to
Slutfest.
turn Grackle loose.
Cohort. A cohort was an option that was available with our crew upgrades. We
Mhm.
could have
Yes.
recruited a cohort.
Yeah. No, lots of
Or-
options, but
We could upgrade an existing cohort, and guess who is a cohort? My flock of Grackles.
Now, if we upgrade the Grackles, do we get more birds or do we get bigger and better?
Better
beefy
birds.
birds.
We get to beef up
Beefy
the
boy
birds.
birds.
We get a single goose.
It's gonna be like yeah. Well, no, it's gonna be Diablo rules where you upgrade to the one super
Just the
buff
one
bird,
super
the
big
one
Hear me
mega
out.
bird.
The one,
Hear me
it's just like
out.
a were raven who's just like ready to fight. Like,
Yeah.
Fume like pulls down
I'm
a
jacked Grackle.
Corbies. Come on. I was gonna say, Fume pulls down a sheet, and it's just a bunch of Grackles with laser sights and guns for talons.
Yeah.
I'm not
Mecca.
scared of Grackle Jack.
I thought you were going to
Wait,
say
no,
laser
hold on.
eyes.
That's jacked Grackle.
That's different. I am scared of Jack Grackle.
Oh, no. I want to be
London.
Jack Grackle.
London murderer Jack the Grackler.
Jack the Grackle.
Just been
Okay.
going
It's about
around.
time to end this stream.
I think it's time to end the stream. We said we're not going to go 5 hours again, so let's stop.
Wait, what about Sid?
No, Sid
I
already went.
went.
We went in
you-
order.
Yeah, we went in order. Wings just
Remember?
went.
I'm always
You
last.
got it. You got
No, he's zoned out. It's okay. Completely understand.
All right, that's going to be it, everyone. Thank you for watching as this stream devolved in the end here. We will be back again next Saturday to continue. Oh, wait, next Saturday? Wait, hold on. Is next Saturday the day? Are you
Yep.
here next? Wings?
Nope.
We have no
I'm
wings.
gonna be,
You don't wings?
I'm gonna be gone
Oh,
next Saturday.
oh no. Oh no. We may do something else for the next
Baldur's
two
Gate
Saturdays.
3?
We may do a Baldur's Gate 3
We may
run for the
have
next
to,
2 weeks.
yeah.
Because
Darn.
I don't know if I want Grackle missing the
I don't want
this
Grackle
The
job.
I
missing
violence?
really
No.
want the
Yeah,
violence.
we really need a Grackle in the violence.
What I should have
My
done
Grackle and my
was
violence.
overindulged in my vice and disappear.
Just
Yeah.
disappear for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
I went on a work bender.
God.
Jack
Maury,
Grackle
is that
is not
you?
really-
Life. That's just my
Replace me
life
with
in
Jack
general.
Grackle.
It's your Jekyll and Hyde like alter ego.
I am a weregrackle.
You morph into
that's
Jack
what it
Grackle.
is.
You've been testing too many of Fume's prototypes, and you turn into jacked Grackle.
I refuse to believe that Grackle had anything to do with it. It's absolutely Fume's fault.
So yeah, we may be doing some Baldur's Gate 3 for the next 2 weeks just until Wings gets back, so we can have everyone there for these
We
seminal
gotta have our
moments.
murder
and-
mom.
Yeah, we're
Murder Mom.
still early enough on in the game that I want everyone there. So yeah, we'll decide. We'll confirm, but I think that's what we'll do. Thank you everyone for watching. Join us on Monday for the next episode of Red Jenny. Thank you to my lovely players for
Thank you for the game.
learning this game. You're welcome for the game. Thank you all for the game, and thank you for diving into it. We will see everyone out there in at least in 1 week. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you.
And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.